Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today is an exciting day. We did get a new product. Now, it's not the best product in the world, it's just a deck build, but it's still interesting. We do now have two new decks because we did get two new skills. We do have more cards than we were expecting to get. We also did get some leaks, which is quite interesting. There is quite a lot happening today. But you still have that niggling feeling in the back of your head like, you know, it would have been a lot better if we just got a mini box. But that's not the universe we live in, so we do have our deck build. The deck build is still interesting. We got more cards than we thought, because this is something that Konami seems to do now, is they are basically throwing convention out the window and just doing whatever they want. So usually, deck build comes out, 6 new cards. Today, more than 6 cards. Okay, sure, I guess we're just doing that now. That's cool. I'll take more than 6 cards. I'm very happy about that. At the same time, whenever we start getting into the habit of, all right, Konami always do this, then this, then this, then this, and that means we can predict in the future this is going to happen. And then Konami go, no, we're going to completely change how we're doing it now. And it's like, like, is this a one-off? Are all deck builds now going to have more than 6 cards? Or are we going to go back to 6 in the next one? I don't know. Like, maybe they don't count the side maximum pieces as part of that counting to 6. It's very strange. It's very strange. But regardless, the plan today, we a little bit underprepared today. Usually we would have already opened the box. We would have already had a deck built, etc., etc. Today was kind of a busy day. I had to sort out some finance stuff, some tax related stuff. So that's all now taken care of, but that means I didn't have time in the morning to like sort everything out. So we're going to be doing pack opening. We're going to do deck building. We're going to be doing a bit of a review, I guess, looking through the cards that we've got. Going over the leaks. There aren't that many, but there is, there's some. And we will be playing some games. Now, the other thing is, it's a bit weird. Both the decks we've got have, like, caveats. One of the decks, in the leaks, we get the equip spell. And the deck might play differently when we get that. So it feels like we're playing a weird, not quite finished version of the deck. But then again, you might not even play the equip spell. So it's like, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. And then for the Monarchs, if you want to play that deck, well, you need the field spell. Sorry, I said field spell instead of equip spell last time. But you need the field spell to play the Monarch deck. And you get that from the card trader. I haven't got any yet. Across my 3 different accounts, only one of them has had 1 copy of the Monarch spell yet. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But before we get into all of that, let's see what we have in the chat. We have Baj in the chat. Hello, hello. I also wanted to know if Baj has played any more Forbidden Memories, because Baj was talking about that before. I really like Forbidden Memories. I think Forbidden Memories is like a really, really cool game. So I was curious if you played any more of that. We have Isla in the chat. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We have Ursus. Hello, hello, Ursus. We have VN Penguin. We are so back. I hope the new decks are good. It's a tricky one, right? Because people, I think, are never going to be satisfied unless the meta gets shaken up, right? So unless the decks are like tier 1 new best decks, they can compete with the best decks in the game, people are just going to be like, no, they're trash, get them out of my face, I don't care about them. Now, ideally, we want the meta to be swapped up. I can't fault those people for thinking that way. I would like that as well. Getting the meta, a bit of a shake-up is always more interesting. I don't know that these are going to do that, if we're being completely honest. I can hope, I can cope, but I don't know if they're going to be that strong. But we'll have to wait and see. Again, we haven't tested them yet. The Monarch deck, I'm starting to lean towards having a lot more promise because they did get more cards, which is obviously really, really good. Rush saved maximum deck actually decent in 2026. Hello, human Portuguese dub fan. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know how good it's going to be. It's definitely going to be playable. It'll definitely be, like, coggable. But I don't know if it's going to, like, win a tournament anytime soon. Let's put it that way. Sup Tomato, is there going to be a final Zale skill? Hello, Duke. I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. I think they idea and consider the maximum only 1 card. Okay. Change the idea. I mean, if that's the case, that's great, right? Because that means we can now get more maximums in deck build boxes. But then, all of the maximums have a lot of support, including the chicken. And putting them in all in deck builds would also feel kind of bad. I don't know about that. Equip is going to be a ranked reward. That's what we're assuming, but that is a guess. It's an educated guess, but it's still a guess, right? The memory card doesn't work, so one loss is a full reset, so Forbidden Memories sounds worse. Well, can't you just get a PS1 memory card? Do you not have access to one? Can you not get one? I can't imagine they'd be... I don't know, maybe they are quite expensive. I've got like 8 downstairs, so like, I've got all the PS1 memory cards in the world, so it wouldn't be an issue for me. We have Yura Vespera. Hello, hello. Genuinely so excited we got more than 6 cards, but weird nitpick. Why in the world did they break the Monarch naming convention? It's so weird. I haven't really looked into it yet, so we'll go through that when we actually get into it, but I'm sure they're going to be bad because almost all of the localization names are so bad. I don't even want to get started on Showdown Archfiend. Trade-in seems like a huge power boost for Rush. It's tricky. So, Trade-in is a cool card. In OCG, cards that are trade-in or trade-in equivalent, so there's a level 6 version effectively, there's a level 7 version effectively, they're really good and really important because generally you want to set up your graveyard, and you want to dig through your deck, and you want to unbrick. So all of those things are great, right? The downside is we have skills, which... Oh, we just had our reset, by the way. I'll tell you, we'll throw this over, and we'll see if we have the Monarch card. Let's see what we get. You know, still no Monarch field spell. I guess that's gonna be waiting for a while. We'll check back in 2 hours. That'll be what, at 6 minutes past 3 for me. There's no way I'm gonna remember that. I'll tell you what, I'll set an alarm. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set an alarm, and we'll check and see if we have. That's if my phone will actually work. I'll try and set an alarm, and then we will check at the time and see if we can actually get a Monarch field spell today. Because apparently, it just doesn't want to work. Alright. Thursday. We'll change... I guess it doesn't really matter. Change the time to... What would it be? 3:06. We can do 3:05. That's the best we're going to get. Right, we've set an alarm. We will see if we actually can get one today. We will see. We will see. I play it on a PS2. Yeah, but you can still use a PlayStation 1 memory card and a PlayStation 2. But that's fine. I think there's no way Phases Maxims aren't in a mini box. Surely they don't do that to us. I would like to think so. I just don't know if I trust Co-Money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Estrome is named Mega Star Monarch Estrome instead of Estrome the Mega Monarch, which is odd. Thank God they changed the timer for Trader from 8 hours to 2. Yeah, I am very thankful for that trade. Let's put it that way. Hello, Mono. Welcome. We're doing exclamation mark Mono. I see Icy in the chat as well. We'll get to Icy's message in a minute. We're doing exclamation mark Icy now, though, before we forget. Why were they even putting Field Spell as a card trader card? So freaking dumb. Yes. The thing is, I don't mind card trader cards as long as they're in the regular inventory. Like, if it was in here, no one would care. It's only an issue because it's in the rotating inventory. Like, rotating inventory should be for, like, meme cards. Just straight up unplayable garbage, right? Like, who is ever going to play Great Cosmonarch? Beast Gears are basically a meme because they've been given 0 support. No one's playing Legendary Sword, let's be honest. Like, Uraby is like the least meme card that we currently have in this rotation. Like, no one's playing any of the rest of this crap, let's be honest. So it's like having a card that is integral for a potential meta deck. The last time we did that was actually seen as quite a big issue because people were like, World Championship qualifiers are here and I don't have Leica. Actually, I think it was just after qualifiers. There might have been... Because for Worlds it didn't matter because everyone got given 3 copies. I can't remember if it was the qualifiers or it came out just after qualifiers. I think it came out just before qualifiers, and then just after qualifiers, they made it a regular inventory card. So freaking dumb. Yeah, exactly. Is Dark Factory of Mass Production in Rush? Yes, Dark Factory of Mass Production is in Rush. Yo, new Rushbox hype. Hello, Icy. Welcome on in. Yeah, regular inventory will be fine. Konami releases DBB, also the DBB, nothing. Nothing there makes a deck. Hello, a nerd named BT. Welcome, welcome. I should actually do shout-outs to a nerd named BT. Originally, I thought that you only streamed on... If I could type this correctly. Are we going to get it right? We can. Only streamed on YouTube. So I was like, oh, you know, I don't need to give out shout-outs. And then it turns out, no, you do actually stream on Twitch. So, so we have learned. We have learned. But hello, welcome, welcome. The card trader would be a lot better if we could use gold to force it to reset. Yes. It's funny, though, because like I was watching a Quantum stream a while ago, and he ran out of gold. And I was like, you could run out of gold? It just seems so strange to me. I mean, look, I've got, what's this, 3 million, 30 million? Yeah, we've got 30 million gold. I can't imagine spending all of this. I can't, my brain can't fathom that. At least it's 2 hours now. That's 4 times more than normal. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. But if I get really unlucky and I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night, I might have to wait several days before I could potentially put out a video. But again, I wasn't planning on doing a video for Monarchs until like Tuesday anyway, so it's not a huge deal, realistically. Not huge. Run out of gold often when buying out the card trader. So I have now swapped to only buying out the stuff that I need for that account. So because now I've got a speed and a rush account, I now get the speed stuff on the speed account, I get the rush stuff on the rush account, so it ends up being quite easy to do everything. But, with that said, let's take a look at the new stuff we've got. First things first, obviously we have the new deck build box, Crimson Volcalize. So, as we were saying before, we have these 5 lovely cards. I mean, this is not a new card, but it's a different art. Same with this one. So we have 1, 2, 3 new cards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 new cards. Which is cool. I mean, a lot of people are going to be like, these are just the side maximum pieces. They don't really matter. But these are actually playable cards, right? The left and the right pieces of... Also, I do like this new name. Roaring Firestorm Volcalized Phoenix. I don't know if... I like the old name, except for the Feng Huang part. I was like, this is too wordy. Roaring Firestorm, Volcalized Phoenix. I think this is fine. It's not like... It's not the best name in the world, but like, I don't hate this. I like Phoenix's new name, Roaring Firestorm with 6. They're counting maximum of 1 card, so there's technically 6. But they didn't do that for the last maximum, right? For the Beast Team. I don't remember them doing an 8 box like that. But again, these aren't just like shitty side pieces, right? These are actually playable cards. So it's actually quite nice. This is actually 8 cards. Like, there have been situations in OCG where people have played these independently. Now, it's not going to be that common, because in order to use their effects, you have to shuffle very specific type attribute combinations, but, you know. Crazy how the middle part is technically the worst. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's got the nicest attack stat. That's what it's got going for it. That's it. Aqua's R piece on its own is very good. Staple card for future Aqua decks. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I guess we'll take a quick look. So Mega Star Monarch Estrom. What did they do to Wilhel? What did they change his name? Wilhel the Mega Monarch. Why did he stay as Mega, but this one changed to Star? I assume they're changing it because it's a Galaxy monster, whereas Wilhel's a Cyberse? That's the only thing I can think of. But it feels weird to change one and not the other. I don't... Like, why not keep the naming convention the same? If one is X the Mega Monarch, why not keep the other one as X the Mega Monarch? It's weird. I don't like that person. It's not like the end of the world, right? But I would just prefer the other way around. But yeah, this card's pretty good. During the turn, you tribute summon this card in attack position. Your opponent chooses 1 card on the field. You destroy 1 other card on their field. So they get to pick 1 card to protect, and you get to pop something else. That's pretty good. Then we get Roaring Firestorm Volcalized Phoenix. This piece is probably the worst. It's got the nicest attack stat, but realistically, I would like this to have 2500 attack, just so that it's not useless. If you could use the effect while not in maximum mode, sure, it's great. If it had 2500 attack, sure, it's playable, right? It would be kind of like the middle piece of Worm Excavator. But as is, this is just kind of dead unless you're maximum summoning, right? Wilhel follows the actual Monarch naming convention, and Estrom just says nah. I wonder if they'll break it again for the Worm one. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, really. Can't you tell by looking at him that he's a star? He's famous! If you leave out the star when you say his name, he gets depressed. So you're saying he's very egotistical. Could have been a common and still not used, even in its own deck. I mean, potentially. It is a weird one. I like that we're getting Chemicalized Salamander with this art. I think there is something really nice about having an Overrush version and a normal version. I think that it makes it quite nice to have both, because I do think some of the Chronicles we get make cards look better when they're not Overrush. So I am quite happy we got this. I don't really care about Wilhel. I'm not a big Monarch player, so it's not really going to matter too much. Trade-in is the interesting one. Whistling Bird just subscribed for 4 months. Thank you, Whistling Bird. Welcome on in.
Whistling Bird just subscribed for 4 months. Where is the Monarch?
Where is the Monarch? Who even knows? Who even knows? One of these days we're going to get that field spell and we actually be able to play the deck. But until then. He's an alien. He's still adapting. Bless. I put a star stamp in one of my star monarchs. Chat, don't kill me. No, we don't like stamps here. We are an anti-stamp chat here, okay? That's just how we do. But yeah, Trade-in is like... Trade-in is such a tricky card because a lot of the decks that you would use Trade-in in, either it just doesn't really make sense. All right, we're in an ad break. We'll let the ads go. While I'm waiting for the ads, I'll actually get some water real quick. Aha, the water bottle. I think we're going to skip the FF10 song as well. It's too slow for me right now. There we go. Grandmaster Battle from Pokemon. That's better. Welcome back from the ads, everyone. So, Trade-in. What decks actually want Trade-in right now? I think you would probably play it at maybe a single copy. Maybe at a 2, but probably 1 or 2 copies in Dimension Linker. And that is because going first with that deck can absolutely suck if you just open badly. Now, some lists are playing 9 level 8s. If you're playing like the Gradius version or like a fusion version of the deck, you play only 6. I think if you're playing one of those 9 level 8 versions of the deck, I think Trade-in could be really, really important for that. So that's one place to have this. This card traditionally saw play in Dark Galaxy. The issue there is their skill is Trade-in, right? They already have Trade-in built into their skill. So it's like, you don't need the Trade-in, and there's so many spells in there, there's not really a lot of room for it. Then there's the Monarchs, which are level 8s, so this is probably where it's going to make the most sense. But it's tricky, because you'd only want to use it if you've got too many high-level Monarchs. It's a tricky one. So Trade-in is a good card. I don't know how much use it's going to see right now. Trade-in, Factory, and Dimension Linker with a skill seems pretty good engine. Correct me if I'm wrong. Factory is not on Duel Links exactly. It is a Rush. I found Sack on Cog Ladder with Dark Galaxy. Turn 2, he used Trade-in on Chrysaor, then immediately scooped. I mean, Sack is like the ladder warrior as well. Bro is like always grinding. Royal Rebels, D-Linker, Monarchs. The issue is Royal Rebels is also in a weird spot where they don't have a ton of freedom because you really need to play a ton of back row hate. So you don't have a ton of spots to put Trade-in in, as well as you want your hand to have a decent amount of level 8s in it, right? The only thing you really don't want is your hand to be just level 8s, right? Other than that, you want to have like 3 in there. So like, it's tricky. It's a tricky one. Are they not playing the Animagica card? Yeah, they are. But like, the Animagica card doesn't just solve all of your issues, unfortunately. Like, the Animagica card can help, but quite often it doesn't actually fix anything. Without the intended theme, Monarch support cards Trade-in would be too risky to use, especially in a 30 card deck. I think it depends, right? It depends how much recycling you've got. Trading is not good in Monarch because because why would you waste a boss? So the reason to do it would be because you've got like 4 bosses in hand. That would be the logic. What about Aqua and Yami Ruler? Aqua, there's not really a need for it. Like, you don't... Aqua, you can summon your bosses so easily. Like, so easily. You get extra plussing from the deck. You get a discount on all your bosses. It's so free to get all the Aqua guys out. And you even tribute over your other Aqua guys. So, like, that's not an issue. And then you also want to have discard fodder, so I don't think you would use it in that. Hi, sorry for bothering you. No network connection detected. Duel Links doesn't let me on mobile and Steam for a few days now. Can somebody help me out? I couldn't help. I couldn't say. It sounds like it's a you problem, but I have no idea. I have no idea. Sorry, Estrom, 4 bosses equals 4 pops. That still doesn't seem that good though, right? If you spin down your whole board, like if you've got nothing in your hand except bosses, and then you just keep tributing over the same boss again and again and again and again. Sure, you get like 4 pops, but your end board is now garbage, and now you die on the crackback. Like, surely drawing into more low levels to actually play the game is better. Surely. Now, you want multiple 8s in hand with Monarch. The problem is not having a starter that increases level. Well, there you go then. That's exactly what trading could get you, right? It's one of those things where I think it's not as easy as just card good, card bad. You have to think about all the different situations you could find yourself in, right? Alright, well, with that one done. So we have the other side pieces. I mean, we've already spoke about these to death. We don't need to worry about them. Let's talk about the other new cards. So, Vocalize Compound. So, if you have a face-up fire attribute monster on your field, shuffle an Aqua, Pyro, or Thunder monster from your graveyard into the deck to draw 1 card. Okay. So, this is kind of like a upstart goblin type effect. It's like, difficult to get a second monster out. Yeah, Monarch is Illusion of Choice, where your goal is to guarantee remove their board every turn, and go for a light grind game, yeah. Hello, Hit! Welcome, welcome. For Monarchs, why is normal Estrom so meh? What's normal Estrom? Is Star Monarch Estrom? Is this normal Estrom in this scenario? But anyway, if we have a monster in maximum mode or a face-up equip spell, we can draw 1 additional card. So, I don't know. Vocalize Compound is a really weird card. Because I feel like you want the filtering and the draw power to get the max out. But you get the extra draw from having the max out. So it's a tricky one. I don't know if this card is going to see play in the final build. I want to test it at the very least, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. Put Star Replacer, not Light Mega Monarch. The not Light Mega Monarch. So just this one. Because there's other Wilhel as well, right? Do we have the other Wilhel, actually? I don't even know if we have the other one. I think we do, don't we? Or am I just stupid? Yeah, we have this one. Because, like, this, to me, this is, like... This is normal Wilhel. But I don't know, man. The level 4. Again, why don't you just call it by its name? And then we avoid all confusion, right? Rather than be like, oh, the regular one of that. It's like, I don't know. The spell makes more sense if they just gave us the actual support in a normal box. Konami, you're killing us here. Isn't his name a Strom? Yeah, but this is also a Strom. This is a Strom. This is a Strom. That's the issue. Alright. Next up, Hebe the Star Vessel. So during the turn, you normal summon this card, shuffle 2 monsters with 1,000 defense from your graveyard into the deck. Your opponent special summons 1 level 6 or lower effect monster from their graveyard to their field of face-up defense position. You can then add a level 5 or higher monster with 1,000 defense from your graveyard to your hand. So this card is fantastic because we give our opponent a card, but usually that doesn't matter because we're going to pop it with Star Monarch Estrom, right? That is big / mega Estrom. Yeah, but you understand how you have now decided that that is the case, right? That the rest of the world doesn't have the context, right? So why not just make it simpler for everyone? I like Compound with the Experimental Raw skill, which gives you the equip spell. I think that could also be quite good as well. They reprinted the older Monarch stuff. They reprinted this, I think, is this all of it? We've got Wilhel. We've got Zeus. We've got the other Will. I think this is all of it, right? I think this is literally all of it. This sounds more like a stroke. I mean, potentially. Not Mega Monarch Estrome, so he's the other guy. This is what I mean, though, right? Like, why overcomplicate it? Let's just make things as simple as possible, rather than like, oh, that one. Did Monarchs get a skill? Yes, Monarchs have gotten a new skill. So I think the Monarch stuff is like... I think there's potential. The issue is, again, we need the field spell. And the skill is very reliant on the field spell. And it can be dictated by your opponent, like what you can actually do. Hey, Dr. Alex, welcome, welcome. Congratulations on the 235 stream streak. I don't... I want these decks to be good, I really do. I just don't know how good they're going to end up being. Right, we'll quickly deviate and just take a look at the February upcoming updates. Basically, there's not a lot going on in here for Rush, which is a bit of a shame. We've got Galactic Charity. Neat. We've got Barian Untopia, which is interesting. And we have Xyz Avenger, which is, I guess, neat. So, the one thing we are getting, which isn't in here, but is in the game, if we hop over here, is we do have the date for the next GR Festival, which is nice. Everyone likes the new GR Festival. It's going to be a bunch of free gems. The first part of the event is quite free. Nothing negative to say about it. Another dead month, wowee. Well, to be fair, we did have quite a good January, right? Well, I don't know if good January is the right word. So, in January, we did get stuff. We got more stuff than we were expecting, I suppose. But I suppose then it makes February... Because if we got a bad January, then you'd expect a good February, right? But we got kind of a okay January. It's a weird one. Good January, only 1 week of Rush event. But January, we got 2 boxes. Right? Am I tripping? We got 2 boxes in January. I mean, to be fair, both of them were deck builds, but that's still 2 boxes. We also got the Mimi rerun event. After the last Rush event got fused with GRF. The thing is, I don't mind a Rush event getting fused into a GRF, as long as the GRF and the event is good. Like, for me, that's not an issue. Like, the thing to remember is, we could have gotten a lot worse, right? D-Linker stuff in January too. Yeah, I think January was actually not awful, right? Don't get me wrong. You know, I'd still rather have that, right? If I could get a mini box, that'd be great, right? If we could just give me mini boxes, Konami, I'd love that. But realistically, we're not going to be getting big Rush events every single month. That's just not going to happen, right? I think if you're expecting that, you're getting your hopes up for nothing, right? We understand that we are the side, right? We are not the main focus of Duel Links, right? We are the side format. Like, we understand this. We've understood that from the beginning. We get less GRFs than they get KC Cups, like that, and it's fine, right? That's just the way it is. I'd rather have that than nothing for sure. So, in my mind, I think January was, like, not awful. Again, it could have been better. It absolutely could have been better. But, like, I'll take it. I'll take it. We aren't getting Rush events except character unlocks and reruns at all. And GRF sometimes, but that's just ranked. I mean, I'm trying to think what we even got before that. So, obviously, Rush gets, like, a little slither during the tag duel events. But again, it's like one part of like 5, like it's like 20%, right, of a tag duel event ends up being Rush, which is like, that's fine. It's obviously, I'd rather get a lot more Rush events, but I think a lot of speed players get very like vitriolic towards Rush when there's like big Rush events. Like, you've already seen people just like, they despise GRF because even though it's just kind of free gems, they're like, oh, why isn't this a speed event, right? So, like, I don't know, man. It's a tricky one, but it's just the world we live in, right? Jan has been fine. Waiting until like March 11th at latest for a Rush mini box is fine. Just throw a structure deck or something after KC ends to tide us over. If we got another structure deck, I would be so happy. We're getting up there, right? It's been 265 days since the last structure deck. I guess I'll make this bigger because it's probably not too easy to see. But yeah, 265 days since the last structure deck is... it's not great, if we're being completely honest. It's not great. And a GRF sometime, but that's just ranked. GRF is weird, because the first part of the event is obviously it's very different from a lot of the other events, because there's like the PvE aspect, but I almost feel like it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of filler. It's just kind of there. So I don't know. It's a weird one for me. Like, I don't dislike the GRF, but I also feel like it's a very strange event where I don't know if we could improve it or if we should just leave it alone. Because right now it's just a bunch of free gems, right? You just get stuff. And I like getting stuff, but it's not necessarily like super fun. I saw someone post about them having completed the tag event, and it was obviously just to show that they didn't do anything in the Rush Cup. I mean, that's fine, right? If people want to do that, then they can do that. Speed gets like 2 to 3 bundles every update in combo with 1 to 2 big boxes. Yeah, but all right, Corey, right, my friend, you have to stop comparing the two. We understand we are the side format. If your argument is Speed gets X, so we should definitely get X as well, I'm sorry, that's delusional. That's not going to happen. That's not the world we live in. Speed has never been on the same level as Rush, right? It's clear one of them is the preferred format, one of them gets a lot more players, one of them gets a lot more time and effort put into it, and one of them expects like more money and resources from their player base, right? The trade-off is we don't really have to spend money. We can kind of just play Rush free to play, right? So like whenever people are comparing the two formats, I always just see it as so strange, because it's just they're not comparable. They're just not. Hello, Tomato. New coming here. We'll open the vocalized box, but the box and deck is ass. Hello, Yuga Man. I don't think it's gonna be like ass, but it depends, right? If by ass you mean it's gonna be like tier 3, maybe rogue, yeah, I think that's probably a fair assessment. But it depends on what you mean when you say it, right? Because some people ass just means like really unplayably bad, and to other people it means like not tier 1, right? Also, Rush getting cards at the same rate would run out of cards real quick. I don't think that is necessarily true. So Rush is in a weird spot where in OCG we actually get cards very frequently. We're getting cards in OCG much faster than we're getting them in Duel Links. So the issue that I actually see is there are a lot of cards in OCG that are just kind of unplayably bad, which usually would be like box filler. But we're not filling boxes with those cards. We're just not getting them, which feels really weird, right? We are not catching up. That's absolutely not true. We are running behind every single month. Rush released more cards every month in OCG than we get in Duel Links, so we have like a year. I think that, yeah, I do think that is true. I think it's a really difficult subject to tackle, right? Because fundamentally, like what we want as Rush players, we want our own game, right? We want our own app. We want our own separate thing, so we don't have to be beholden to filling the gaps between Speed releases. I just don't think that's going to happen, though. I just think Konami doesn't see that as a good investment. I don't think they expect a good return on investment from that, right? Would be nice to see a bit more effort, though, e.g. free gems for deck build and dual quizzes for deck build, and Rush bundles selecting also packs from the deck builds. The thing is, if you're a Rush only player, this is going to sound kind of weird, but we don't really need more gems because we've got nothing to spend them on, right? It's a weird situation to find yourself in where, again, this is only true for Rush only players. If you're playing Rush and Speed, absolutely you want to get as many gems as you can because speed is a gem, like, glutton, right? Speed devours your gems and says, oh, you want to play every single box? You want to do absolutely every deck in the game? You want to own every card like we do in Rush? They go, okay, you basically have to spend money. You can't really keep up, right? Whereas Rush, we don't have to do that. You can kind of just play free to play. The only time they ever expect money from you is like, if they keep releasing big selection boxes, that is a big issue, right? Because that devours gems. Now, they are better than the speed selection boxes, but I still don't like Rush selection boxes because, again, it eats through all of my gems, and I don't want to eat through all of my gems. And then structure decks, which they barely even do anymore, which is a problem into itself. A lot of the time, we sit there and we go, I would really love to have a new structure deck. And it's weird, right? Because Konami will make money from that, because people will buy the third copy of the structure deck. But they're just not doing that. It's weird. Rush Duel Links will be getting cards before their physical release. Locking in a weird way. Yeah, I think it is interesting to do that. That is one of the strengths of Duel Links, right? Is that we can get stuff in different release orders, which is interesting. I mean, we have the whole Gradius deck, effectively, or at least most of it, which is very, very interesting. And they just don't want speed. They just don't want speed-only players to get those gems. Yeah, that's fundamentally what it comes down to. My problem with Vocalize Max right now is we don't have enough Fire, Thunder, and Aqua. I don't want to play Mimi's Fight at D and Keto and Thunder Gazelle at 3, Conflicts Maximum being 3-2. I mean, I think they've specifically designed it in a way where they want you to basically just use the other maximum pieces. Like, obviously, Konami is well aware that we do not have many Fire Aqua and Fire Thunders, right? They are very... It's not like they forgot, right? They're very deliberately releasing the skill in the state that it's in. They're very deliberately giving us the cards they've given us. So they want us to play this deck with just this for now. And then when they want to in the future, they're going to give us more tools, right? Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, I would argue it's a bad thing, because I think I would like to play the deck thinking it was going to be a strong, like, tier 1 deck, because then I'm more likely to invest into it, I'm more likely to feel comfortable playing it. A lot of the time, when you're playing a deck you kind of know isn't as strong as a lot of other decks, and you're just playing it for the sake of playing it, sure, that can be fun. But also, it's like, like, you want the deck to be good, right? You want your new toy to be really strong, have a lot of fun with it on ladder, get a load of wins, feel pretty good. So whenever you don't get that, it feels really, really bad, right? So I kind of think Konami's trying to double dip. They're trying to be like, oh, look, you get the excitement of having this maximum and this new really cool skill. And then, later on, we'll give you more support for it, and you'll be excited all over again, because your cool bird deck has got more support. And I'm like, I kind of get what you're going for. I just don't think that's beneficial. Because that deck will get a lot more support going forward. So why not just give us a little bit more? Because if the skill wasn't as restrictive as it is, it wouldn't be an issue, right? Alright, let's try and catch up. And they realize Rush players not spending any money and continuing shafting them, and the cycle continues. I mean, basically, yeah. I don't understand why, because they could, again, if they put out more structure decks, people would pay money for them. They would directly make money from every structure they release. But, like, they choose not to. And instead, they're leaving us in a situation where we can just play free-to-play. Which is, like, I mean, that suits me. But at the same time, I would buy the structures. I like that it's easy to go through each Rush set as they come out, since you're likely to have enough when they drop. Enough gems, I mean, yeah. I think with the skill, the effect is fine. Manabu holding some of the most powerful Pyro, Thunder, Aqua cards in Rush, they are right to be afraid of releasing it. I mean, yeah, it's obvious that Konami supports speed more, but currently we are not a side format. We are the shit under the Konami shoe, not even worth... See, I think that's just getting, like, salty for being salty's sake. I don't know, man. I don't think that's... Like, yes, we are the side format. Are we not getting as much love as we would like? Yeah, sure. But I think the issue is, people look at every single minor negative, and they just immediately latch onto that, right? They get so just angry at it for, like, seemingly no reason. Like, it's so weird to me. Because the meta right now is in a pretty good spot. We've just got 2 new decks. Are they going to be really strong? Probably not. Are they going to be pretty fun? probably. You know, are we able to play the game completely free to play? Yeah. Would we like to have more product? Yeah, I would love to have more product. Did we not just get an extra 2 cards in the deck build when everyone thought we were only going to get 6 cards? Like, everyone was like, we're going to get 6 cards, that's it. We just got, like, a bonus 2 cards, which is nice. In fact, it was actually a bonus 3 cards because they put the Monarch Field spell in the deck build. Now, you could also make the argument, why would we praise Konami for giving us a whopping 3 extra cards? And I think that is also very fair. Realistically, 3 cards is nothing to get excited about. But when you think about it as it's a 50% increase on the amount of cards we thought we were going to get, I mean, I was quite pleasantly surprised, but it felt like no one was talking about that, right? The only conversation being had is, you know, Rush bad or Konami bad. I don't know, man. I find it so tiring sometimes. At least the minimum effort of a single employee would be really good. We didn't have a single Rush-only event that isn't an unlock or GRF since Rush came to Duel Links. No structures, no bundles in forever. And for big releases, 10 cards, not even a full new deck worth of cards every 2 months. It depends what we talk about there, though, right? Because if we're talking about, like this month, for example, we're talking about January, right? We've gotten 2 deck builds. One of those deck builds had 6 cards in it, new cards. One of those deck builds had 8 cards in it, so that's 14. Then you've got to add in things like we got Dimension Linker, so that's now 15. We got the Monarch card, okay, that's like 16. And that's not including, I mean, I guess, we'll leave Upstart Goblin out, that's not an important card. That's 16, times that by 3, right? That's now what? 32, 48 new cards? Like, because they're playable at 3 copies. So, like, I mean, that's more than a deck. So, I don't know. I think, like, I don't want to sit here and, like, defend Konami, because I have a lot of issues with their practices. I think we shouldn't get deck build box, period. I think we should just get the mini box. I think we should have Rush-specific events. I would love to see all of this stuff happen, right? I'm a realist, right? I know what we're more likely to get. I understand what I want, realistically, is not important to Konami. They don't give a shit about that. So just whining about it just doesn't seem productive, right? Like, we understand what we're getting. It's a bit sad. That's it. I don't know what to tell you, man. Just from trying to hype myself up, is it possible to keep up like this? I mean, that's fair as well. I mean, you can feel demoralized. Absolutely. Absolutely. But the way I kind of look at it is, we've been in that perpetual state since we got added to Duel Links, right? We've always been second fiddle. That's just Rush. I don't know how to tell you this, man. Like, even physically, we play second fiddle to TCG. That's just how we are. Like, we know we're the little side format, and we like being the little side format. It'd be nice if we were a big main format, but that's just not the world we live in. You need to take a break from Rush. If we get a structure deck, it might coincide with the Sevens Road structure deck's release date last year. Well, the Sevens Road deck was the last one we got, right? Which was the 9th of, oh god, months. May? 9th of May. So that's 265 days ago. So, I mean, they could just start releasing them yearly. But how sad would it be if we get one structure deck a year? Which is kind of what we've been getting. We've been getting kind of 1.5 structure decks a year. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to go back to this. I don't want to go back to, like, 2 months of just structures, and then you feel like you have to spend a bunch of money to keep up with it. But come on. Like, we could have more than just one structure deck a year. Can I share a replay I just done and thought it was cool? Yeah, we can watch a replay if you want, Badge. That's fine. I'm back. Is Manabu playable? I mean, I think it's always going to come down to subjectivity, right? When we say playable, are we saying, is it coggable? I think it's probably coggable. Are we saying it's going to win a tournament? Is that what we consider playable? I would say no, right? I don't think it's going to win a tournament. I'd love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong. Rip, just lost my 9 win streak in COG. No! Turbo Rush duels coming, trust. I don't think I would like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one. I don't like the Turbo Duel events. I'm not the biggest fan of them. There's a lot of speed events I don't really like. That being said, there are some speed events I really do like. I really like the raid events, because I like not having to pay attention to them, I guess. I like treating it like a gacha game where I can just click button, it happen. But I can understand if you're an actual speed player, maybe you find that event really, really boring because you're like, well, no, I want to actually enjoy the event, right? I want to actually play through it. One thing I do remember, do you remember they used to do events, which was like, you would have like a board game and your character would like, effectively you just kind of clicked auto duel through the whole thing. But your character would like walk through and then you'd roll a dice every like time you spent points to do it. And then you'd get different duels and different story, like what would you call them? Like vignettes. Like that sort of stuff I really liked. And then I just feel like we haven't had one of those in ages, which is really sad. At least got to level cap increase this month as well. I mean, yeah, the level cap increase is cool. It's a bit bittersweet though, because I don't know where we're going to get the rest of those cards. Like, I want all of those cards at 3. Having them all at 1 is like, yeah. It's probably a good thing. Rush is duct taped to Duel Links. If it was a standalone game, it probably would have had way of cross duel by now. Hope we're wrong, but the unfortunate truth. So I think cross duel had a lot of problems. I really like cross duel, but even I was a bit like, this is a little bit yikes in some places. I think Rush as a standalone game would do better than cross duel because I think the fundamental gameplay loop of Rush is better and more well-rounded. The issue I had with cross duel was whenever you join a game, right, a PvP match, you look at the other players there. If something is immediately, like, different, you just dogpile that guy, right? Because in those games, you just don't want to lose. Even if you get second or third, it's still fine. As long as you're not the guy that loses. That's what kind of felt like it mattered, playing ranked. So because of that, people would be like, all right, is anyone not playing meta? Okay. So meta at the time would have been like, what, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Z Metal Tank. Trying to think of like the actual big meta decks. I think those were the big ones. Like there was some, like I had the, was it Neos and Utopia? I think were really good in raid battles. But I can't remember if they were particularly good in the actual PvP. But basically, you'd look for whoever wasn't playing meta, and then everyone would dogpile that guy. And like, it kind of felt like you're now incentivized to conform, otherwise you're going to be like at a massive disadvantage. And I don't know, it was a weird one. Anyway, I'm rambling way too much. Poor old Brush. We need to buy a new one. What's the SR ticket every day? So basically, if you play a duel, you'll just complete it and you get to look. We'll take a look at ours in a minute, actually. You've seen it in the app. We take your SR ticket 50 day every day. We get Turbo Rush Duel. We might get Euro for 7s, considering Euro is voice-based videos VA2. It's easy if they want to release Euro. I don't like the idea of having Euro, but maybe. I mean, they could do anything they want, right? A lot of the speed PvP events just turn into ranked with a bonus on top. For a bad as Legacy Duel is, at least there's an attempt to be unique format. Yes. So again, I like Legacy Duels. When it's done right, it's too grindy, right? When there's a Legacy Duel, and there isn't a clear this is the only deck worth playing, and when I feel like I'm being punished for not getting likes, that's when it feels like ass. But I think the actual playing of them is actually really, really fun. Yeah, Duelist Chronicles. I really like Duelist Chronicles. Even though it was effectively just mash button and then do auto duel, like most of the other events, visually and like thematically, it felt really nice. Like, I don't know why we don't just do that again. Cross Duel died, not because of the format, but because of the monetization. Yeah, that was another big issue. Trying to get multiple copies of your boss without spending money was just RNG, right? It was just, do you just get lucky? Because you could disenchant, I think it was disenchant, I can't remember what the wording was, but you could like get rid of other copies of your other bosses, but only if you had multiple copies of them. So you had to go through and get like every, like, I don't know, UR or whatever they were called. You had to get all of them. Then if you got a second copy, you could then break that second copy down. I just remember it being such a faff. Just trying to like upgrade my one guy. They replaced that with Duelist Road events. I mean, Duelist Roads are like, okay, I guess, but they're just not the same. But I guess people will keep believing that way. Hello, by the way, Brad. I realized I've been talking to you this whole time. I didn't actually say hello. Welcome. I haven't said hello to anyone in a little while. Hello, Sajad? Sajad? Is that Sahad? I probably butchered that, but hello. Welcome. I wish people would just keep believing that way. Was like the Monster World event. Yes. Hello, Speedy God as well. Crossdale should have survived just for its amazing graphic of cosplaying player icons, 3D models, and other assets. The problem with Crossdale was, if you try to play that shit on a phone, your battery is going to disappear. So I ended up, the only way I could really play it was playing it on emulator, which is fine. I don't mind playing an emulator. That's whatever. But it also ran kind of like ass depending on the model of phone or emulator you had. So like, it was also a little bit kind of yikes. Gameplay needed to be literally anything else. I like the idea of 4-way duels. I kind of like the idea of that. The problem is, because the duel ends when someone loses and it didn't really matter anything else, again, it incentivized dogpiling, right? And I just don't like that, especially when I like to play like some off-meta stuff. Thank you for the follow, Sahad. Welcome, welcome. Cross had so many problems that we could see from updates that nothing was being added for months. It was sent out to recoup whatever devs cost it had, and it found an audience, then great. If not, then end of service. Yeah, I like Crossdale. I really enjoyed what I played of Crossdale, but I specifically really liked the raid battles. I thought the raid battles were like the really fun bit of Crossdale. And again, I'm a PvP guy. I love PvP, right? I love, dueling against other people on ladder. I love playing, shooters. I used to love MOBAs. I don't really play MOBAs anymore. I'm a big PvP guy. I didn't really like the Crossdale PvP. I thought the raid duels fantastic. I loved the raid duels. They were so much fun. If they can make Euro playable, I will actually compliment Konami. I mean, they absolutely could. The thing is, I could see Euro being playable. I just didn't see him as being a viable choice prior to getting out, like, Yuga Gohar and Otis. But if they're planning to just get him out quicker, okay. Because, I mean, there are tons of 7 characters that could potentially be playable, right? But a lot of them only have, like, 1 duel. Like, the Newsflash guy, like, he has, like, 2 duels in the entire show. But, I mean, you could make it playable if you wanted, right? I guess Yosh has, like, 3 duels total, I want to say. And, like, I think a couple of them, like, off-screen. Like, you could make him playable if you wanted. He's already in the game. You just make him a playable character, right? Like, there's tons of characters in Sevens that you can, but Sevens is very, like, character of the week, where a lot of characters show up, duel once, and then we never really bother with them again. So, it's a bit of a weird one. Monarch Fever. Oh, Monarch Forever. Hello, Neo. Welcome, welcome. Crossdale launched with all the same bugs it had in the beta a year prior. If you ever got a mobile notification and went back to check in, the game would crash the lobby for everyone. Which is so yikes, man. It's such a shame that it was like that. Oh yeah, Crossdale did actually burn out my old phone. Yeah, it had, like we say, it had a lot of issues. It felt like Konami were like, alright, this is going to be the next big thing. And then they kind of realized at some point, maybe even during the beta, that people just didn't, they either didn't like it or they weren't, like, going to go as all in on it as they had maybe thought. And then they were like, I don't know, man, we'll just put this on, like, maintenance mode. It's awful, really. It sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, right, back on topic. I think if Rush was a standalone product, I think it would survive, but it wouldn't make Konami as much money as they would see it being worth it, right? I think that's what I see with it, right? It's like, if we were to have our own game, I think it would have a stable player base of about, I don't know, like 20,000. Whereas I think Duel Links in general right now probably has closer to like a couple million, right? That's how, I mean, I could be way off with those numbers, right? We're just spitballing here. Euro has like 1 monster and 1 spell, 3 normal non-effect monsters that are already released, and yeah, only 1 duel. I don't see how this dude gets added instead of any of the 20 plus characters with actual support and working decks. How do you make multiple skills for 1 monster and 1 spell? I think they can do it. It's just, it's like Corey says, should you do it? Right? You could absolutely give his awful boss monster like 4 skills if you wanted to. But should you? Because if you think about like baseball, like Yuka Gohar, I think has 2 duels, maybe 3. I remember 2 duels because she beats Roman and then she loses to Roa. I believe. I can't remember if she has another, like, proper duel. So she only has 2. And her boss monsters, she only really has 3 bosses. But, I mean, 3 bosses is more than the 1 boss that Euro has, right? So, a lot of Seven's characters are like that, where they just kind of show up, have a duel, and then they aren't really used for much more after that. But I get what you're saying. But again, like we say, they can do whatever they want. If they want to give... God, what is even the boss monster even called? It's called, like, something... Something... Jet something? I can't remember what it's called. It's a wing beast. Hey, Matea, welcome, welcome. Let's have a look quick. Winged beast. Not released. Vect monster. Where is the little bugger? Is it not a winged beast? Am I stupid? Oh no, it's right here. Air Formula Eagle. This guy. Sebastian playing multiple times, even being a supporting villain, he's still got like 3 cards after his initial wave. Yeah, and none of them are as good cards. When we get, right, unironically, I love the chairs, right? I would love it so much if chairs were meta viable. I personally think we are past the point outside of giving them like the most disgustingly broken skill of all time. If we do that, I think chairs could still be good. But like, we could have released chairs, like, I don't know, like box 4, box 5, like year 1 of Rush Duel, and I think it could have been an actual top tier deck. And it would have been so cool. But we didn't. I'm like, where's Sebastian at? Yo, come on, guys. Yeah, but at least had a deck with like 15 cards, multiple bosses, multiple lower monsters, and both spells and traps. You're absolutely correct. Euro got a good sum of cards. He just budget control with vanillas. I mean, basically, right? He had, because one of his boss monsters was Cybertech Alligator, if I remember. Chair and Beast Gear meta, hell yeah. I would love that so much. But yeah, Air Formula Eagle. This guy is, if you have 3 or more wind attribute normal monsters in your graveyard, special summon 1 wind attribute normal monster from your hand to your field face up. So the only way to get super good value out of this is to summon a... What you really want is a level 7 or 8 monster, because then you get actual good value. Otherwise, you're just getting a 1 card discount. Then you can special summon a level 6 or lower wind attribute normal monster from your graveyard to your field. So, like, if we... the thing is, I don't even think we have anything that meets this criteria, right? So, it'd be what? A wind attribute normal monster. So, a wind attribute normal monster... Here we go. Milky Wave Neo. Milky Wave Neo is the answer. He is the only card worth summoning with the first effect. Just get a 2500 guy on the board. He's level 7, right? So suddenly we can play like a Secret Order with this deck. Bucket Eyes and Eagle. Damn you, dub. Chair and Beast Skin meta. I just give him full power Harpy. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Hello, Gunkin Sushishari as well. Made chairs viable by dismantling them and turning them into lovely anime women who actually became a good deck. No, don't do that. Spent 6,950 gems for the vocalized box. I still have the leftover gems for the previous Neo box, and I still need to open one more time to finish my set from the box. Nice. I mean, that's not too bad, realistically. I never save any gems on Rush, so I'm expecting to spend around 7,000, 7,500, something like that. But yeah, Air Formula Eagle is... It's kind of boring. Like, what are the good points of this card? You don't have to discard to use the effect. You get a plus... Like, if you summon out a Milky Wave Neo and a level 6 from the graveyard, that's sort of like a +5, right? It's not really a +5, but you get the logic, right? Of the discounts and getting out these guys. I just noticed with the new box, it supports Cyberse decks. What new Cyberse stuff are they referring to? Notice the new box says it supports Cyberse stuff. Well, the Cyberse stuff is... the Monarchs. Like, this is a Cyberse. I don't know if it specifically says that in game. Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. New box. Previous include archetypes. Following cards to be added. I'm guessing it'll be in This? I don't know where it says it. In the store. Okay, let's go and take a look at the store. Let's head over to the store quick and we'll see what it says. Is it like here? Is it here? Cards previously introduced archetypes. Not seeing it. I'm sure it's there somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Because, you know, this game is menus upon menus upon menus. Cybertech Alligator is a wind vanilla that gives some level of bonus effect if you control Gator. Oh, yes. The, I think it's like Alligator Slash. No, it's Wind Shear Slash or something. Which, like, I think it's like if you have a level 6 normal monster, you get, like, to pop a card or something. Everyone to go crazy in Master Rule. That's 3 link material right there. Real. The Cyburst Monarch, yeah. But we already said that in the store. Hello, Zorak. Welcome on in. Well, before we get back into that, one thing we should do as well is check these out. Right, so we have now our field spell, our Monarch field spell. We have this bad boy. Now, card trader. We still don't have any copies of this card. That feels sad. That makes me sad. We're about an hour away from seeing if we get another one. Either way, I like that we got a new rush card, and it's an actual playable rush card. That's cool. I do want to check these out, though, because I believe these skills have been changed from what they were. So, Vocalize Burst Draw. If the only monsters in your constructed deck are fire attribute Pyro, Aqua, Thunder, send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, including a level 10 monster, and the top card of your deck to the graveyard, to draw 2 cards. If it is turn 2 onwards, instead of drawing cards, so we get to draw 0 cards, we can add up to 2 level 10 monsters from your graveyard to your hand. So, if we only have 1 level 10 monster in the graveyard, we discard 2 cards, and we get 1 card back. Isn't this bad? Isn't this worse? I don't see a once per duel here. I mean, this is worse, isn't it? This is the old one, right? Can be activated by sending 1 level 10 monster and 1 other card, right? So this is now a fire... No, wait. Send 2 cards from your hand, including level 10 monster. So that's exactly the same. Exactly the same. Send 1 card from the top of your deck to the graveyard. So that's now just been moved into the requirement. That's fine. If activated on turn 2 onwards, you can also add 1 level 10 monster from your graveyard to your hand. Also draw 2 cards. So this is... Isn't this nerfed? So, right. You can now get back 2 level 10s from the graveyard. But this used to be a +1. Because it used to be, we lose 2 cards from our hand, we then replace those 2, and we get a boss back. The new skill doesn't do that. Skill is pretty good, you don't have to add them for the graveyard if you don't want to. You can choose to draw 2. Yeah, but if you draw 2, you break even. Whereas the old version of the skill, you plussed. Am I crazy? Thank you for the follow, Best Kukro. Welcome. New one gets 2 back. You get the maximum every turn mid-game. You either draw or add from graveyard. Hello, I am late for the rush stuff. Well, we're kind of in the middle of the rush stuff, Lost Memory. Hello. Draw turn 1. The shop on the special tab where the deck building boxes are listed. Right, we'll check that out quick. Because we said we would. Special tab where the deck building boxes are listed. Strengthen your fire and cyburst decks. Okay. It's not really a cyburst deck. It should probably just say Monarch there, really, if we're being completely honest. But there are technically some cybursts in there. The skill was from manual testing with a script. It was never detected the option to choose. You either draw or add from graveyard. So it was mistranslate. It was misleaked, I guess. The new Mana Boost skill, yeah, it's kind of a bit worse than the leak, it seems. Know the skills from manual testing. Still, we need to playtest the skill first before we can judge it. The skill doesn't plus anymore, but I think this version is still better. Kinda? So, right, the new skill lets you get back 2 cards. Getting back 2, really, really good. And you can use the skill on turn 1, right? Could you use the skill on turn 1 before period? No. So, wait, I don't... because they also draw 2 is at the end of a full stop. Because it's after this bit, I would assume you don't get you wouldn't have gotten the draw. But who even knows? So, it no longer pluses. Which is kinda rough. It's not the end of the world. But getting the extra card from the graveyard is good. Like, it's really good. But I still think I'd rather it plussed, if I'm being honest. You dig as deep as you can with the skill until you can use the add from grave to get your missing pieces from the graveyard. I mean, yeah. It's fine. I just... Whenever we think something's going to plus and then it doesn't plus, that's just always kind of a kick in the nuts. Because, like, plussing is really important in Rush Duel. Like, really important. So, the way I'm looking at this now is that this used to give us a +1 and now it breaks even. But yeah, being able to get 2 from the graveyard is still fantastic. PTRG with the 30 stream streak. Welcome, welcome. I mean, it's kind of swings and roundabouts. It's better in some ways, worse in others. Part of me still thinks I'd rather have the plus, but maybe it is better now. Maybe it is better now. I think we'll have to play with it and see. We'll have to play with it and see. The old version only added 1 for the graveyard. The old version did only add 1 for the graveyard. That is true. I mean, that is the only super benefit. I guess being able to use it turn 1 is also nice, because you could use it turn 1, but you didn't get anything from it. You just threw all the cards in the bin. So, I guess that's fine. Okay, we'll have to test it to really see how it feels. One thing that is going to feel worse is if you're trying to play the deck as a kind of mid-range deck that has a maximum, like, as a kind of a finisher, it's going to feel worse. But if you're playing the deck as maximum turbo, it might end up feeling better. A new version looks better to add the max consistently, and you didn't get the draw turn 1 in the old one. I mean, yeah, we already talked about that, though. I think it's a side grade, personally. I don't think this new skill is much better. I also don't think it is much worse. I think we've taken away something that made the other skill really good, and we've replaced it with something that makes this new skill a little bit better than it was. So I'm going to go with side grade. Then we get Emperor's Aura. Has this changed at all? Can be activated from turn 2 onward by revealing 1 level 5 high monster in your hand. If all the level 5 high monsters in your deck have blah, 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 blah. That's exactly the same. Add an Emperor's Realm from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If you have a face of Emperor's Realm on your field, you can instead add 1 monster, excluding a legend monster, with 800, 2,300 attack, 1,000 defense. I think this is exactly the same. It's got to be maximum turbo. Salamander is no good with the skill. Yeah, why would you play Salamander? Is my question. Or should I rephrase that? Why would you think that if you were to play this not as maximum turbo, you would need Salamander? Because you could still just play the deck as summon these guys, use their effects. Right? That's what I mean by not just maximum turbo. The way it is now, the only thing worth doing feels like it's going to be summon the maximum. Like, with the skill as written, you probably don't even bother trying to tribute summon these. Because there's just not enough gain. You want to just throw them into the bin and then rip them back out when it makes sense to. And you want to have them extra copies in the graveyard anyway, so you want them to stay in the bin. So it's a bit of a weird one. Salamander for the fusion, if we had one. Prevent deck out. Do you need to do that, though, when the boss monster already recycles? Because, I mean, if everything's going well, you should be recycling 2 cards every turn anyway. I don't know how fast you're going to dig through the deck. Obviously, we haven't tested it yet. So, I mean, you said the deck could have the maximum as a secondary strat, so I was confused why you said that. Well, because you could summon these. You could summon these and pop stuff out the way, right? So you could use Roaring to just pop a monster out the way and then use these as like a beatdown strategy. Now, is that going to be really strong? Probably not. But it was at least something you could do. Now I don't think that's worth it. Just looked at Trader, no field spell, expected. Yeah, I don't know why we've got it in the rotating pool, man. It's so weird. It's so weird. Well, with all of that done, we'll quickly go over the new leaks that we've got. So, as always, these leaks are all posted by British Piper. I hope that name's right. My brain just went, is that the right name? Have I gotten that right? I'm going to double check quick. It's by Piper. So, extra character IDs for Aqua, Varus, same voice as Jabu Ramen, Euro Gohar. The thing is, does this mean anything? Because if Jabu Ramen is 719 and Euro Gohar is 723, doesn't that mean that Euro Gohar is most likely to be an NPC? Euro is here, Jabu Ramen coming, Noodle Ninja Man box, I believe. I would like it if Jabu Ramen was a playable character. I'm not sure that's the direction we're going in though, you know? Future looks great, 2 alt skins, and Euro the Useless. Well, you know, Jabu Ramen's right there. He's right there. You know, maybe we get Jabu Ramen. That would be sick. So there's a little bit of spoiler here for me. Because it says Blue Maiden and Aqua, so I assume that means Blue Girl, who I already know is going to become Blue Maiden, is going to partner up with Aqua in the show. I mean, it wasn't exactly like the biggest stretch to predict that, but great year. I think Euro will come as an NPC for Turbo Rush Duel event. I don't know if we're going to get a Turbo Rush Duel event, though. We don't really get Rush Duel events. So it's a weird one. But hello, United for Eternity. Welcome, welcome. Which alt style would Varus need? Well, he has a different outfit from Season 1 to Season 2, right? So, whichever one we've got now, give him the other one, I guess. I mean, again, all I've seen is the first 70 episodes of Reigns, so... Kaiba cosplay. Hello, Henry. Duh. Drop the yet-to-release ramen support that is just revealed. That would be really cool. I mean, we did talk about this a little bit on the Discord. I think that would be awesome. The Vrain spoilers. Hero, same voice as Jabu Ramen. Hello, Hunter. Welcome, welcome. I mean, yeah? Is Varus the same voice as Jabu Ramen? Is that what we're learning here? I assume that's the English voice actors. Aqua is actually the Danish pop band from the 90s. Well, there you go then. I don't think it is the guy from Go Rush, because his deck is not an OCG. It's the one from 7. Yeah, well, you could tell because of the number, right? So all of the character IDs, the number that it starts with is the show it's from. So because this is 6, these are characters from Vrains. And because these are 7, these are characters from 7s. And then obviously it's an 8, it's from Go Rush, etc, etc. I don't actually know what they do for... thingy. What's it called? The movie. What's the movie called? Why am I having a brain fart? I mean, we always have a brain fart. There's nothing new there. You're on Gohar PogChamp? I don't think that's going to happen, you know. I would love it. I just don't think it's likely. We can't use Elefect since we don't have a Fire Thunder to play, right? I mean, we do. It's just it's more copies of itself. So you still can do it. It's just not going to be, like, super consistent. Because obviously, if you've got 1 copy on the board, you only have 2 other copies in the deck. I just looked at the voice actor. The dude, Daisuke Nagumo, is only voicing the 2 noodle guys in Go Rush and 7s, no other character. Okay. What about the English voice actor, though? That's the other question. DSOD should be 300 plus. What do you mean, like 301, 302, like that sort of thing? Or like 3001? You can just need another max piece engrave. Euro might be getting Harpies as his deck. If not, mistaken using Harpies in the show. I think he maybe plays just like the vanilla Harpy Lady. But, again, I don't think this necessarily means he's coming as a character. Again, I'm not a data mine expert, right? But 300 plus in the character IDs. Yeah, but what I mean is, like, if it was like 300 and like 301, 302, 303, that would be 5Ds, right? So is it 3001, 3002? Or is it like 300 and then like 01, 302? Pyramid of Light world soon to answer that question, trust. Imagine. If we could unlock we probably will unlock Anubis at some point. But he will probably just be thrown in with the new DM update where we're getting all the filler characters. I wouldn't be surprised if we got Anubis in there, though. He is on the leak screen, so it might happen. Like, Marik Ishtar took 5 years. Yeah, but Jabu Rahman's on here as well. Like, are we saying that... Like, in my mind, if we're getting Euro, we're getting Jabu Rahman, right? And then whatever the three between them are as well. Euro plays normal wind. Vocalize feels like Music Princess pre-action and Turbadish. Feels like the groundwork has been laid for a tier 1 deck, but without its better tools, it's never getting there. I mean, that's fair as well, right? Those are DSOD, 5Ds are 200 plus. Wait, then what is... Right, we're in an ad break. We'll wait until that goes away. Oh, DM starts at 0, right. Wait for the ads to go away. Yeah, okay, so DM starting at 0 was the missing piece of the puzzle there. English VA is only voicing Jabu Rahman, is both Duel Links and the anime. That's it, Mark Lee. I see. Euro 7 unique cards should be enough to fill in a full deck. I mean, you could. I don't know if they should, right? That's where I'm at with that. Perfect for deck build box and a card trader. If Jabu Rahman becomes playable, then maybe the Go Rush NPC can also become playable. Anything is possible. Literally anything is possible. We didn't think we were going to get Manya because it felt like, why would we go back and stick with Season 1 when we could jump into Rovian and go into like the second arc, right? So it's really hard to predict sometimes what Konami's going to do because they keep like throwing precedent out the window, which is, I mean, in some ways it's cool because it always keeps you guessing. And on the same time, it can be very difficult to predict. I built a Roma. I can't do this again. We're talking about Aramage. Also, this is the first deck box that we got more new cards than usual. Yeah, we're wondering if this deck build box is going to set the precedent of if we get a maximum now in deck builds, we might get 8 cards, but we don't. We're just guessing, right? Anime imprinted legacy support. No deck builds with maximums are generally like this. Did we get that with the last one? I don't remember that happening. Let me have a look. Which one was it? Was it High Dragon or Solid Strikes? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we only got 6. You are incorrect, Baj. Giant Women give us Konami. He has multiple character exclusive spells. He got his legacy support later. I don't even remember what those are, to be honest. I legit, I can't even think what his legacy support cards are. What if Jabu Rahman is Otis's new voice actor? Oh my god, could you imagine? And now we have every single Go Rush Arc 1 character as Wits playable NPC except one, Meek-chan. If we get Meek-Chen, that'd be pretty good. I'm counting the non-Overrush rare cards as new cards. But then wouldn't you have to do that for this box as well? In which case we have these two as new. In which case we still have more cards. Also selection box cards. Okay, selection box cards. I'll give you that. Because there are 2 selection box cards in here, which is these 2. I will concede that to you. I don't consider them new cards, but I do understand why they would be considered new cards. Cybertech Alligator was his ace, the entire theme of the siblings having powerful cards from the DM era, which is so weird. Well, plus, what does that mean for Yuka? Right, because Yuka's bosses were like Zexal retrains, right? I don't think she had something. Cybertech Alligator. Yuka was Warrior Returning Alive. That's, if we're considering, so it's just legends. That's all we're saying. They all had a powerful legend. Or a DM legend. I don't think Warrior Returning Alive is powerful or, like, it's definitely a DM era card, I'll give you that. Alright. But, what do we think about this? I think, if we did get Jabu Ramen and Euro as characters, it would be fine. I think it would be a bit weird, because I think, right, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Right, you let me know what you guys think. Do you guys just want more Rush? It doesn't matter what it is, just give us Rush, and getting some of these, like, characters that are, like, neat would be cool, so yeah, we'll take them. Or are you of the opinion you want to get progress, you want to move forward, you want the meta to evolve, we want, you know, we want to get the next anime characters. So for example, we don't have Rovian yet, right? So we can't get the Lug until we get Rovian. I mean, theoretically we could, but we're unlikely to, right? They could absolutely just drop them in whatever order they want. We don't really get to choose. But if we follow what they've done before, it would be Rovian, then it would be the Lug, then it would be Phaser, which means we can't get Phaser until we've gotten Rovian and the Lug, which means we can't get Kawaii until we've got Phaser and the Lug and Rovian, which means we can't get, like, Otis, as in, like, you know, Go Rush Otis until we got Phaser, until we got the Lug, until we got Rovian. Like, I'm kind of like, let's start making progress, right? I'm like, can we go forward? That's kind of what I'm looking at. It's Rush, the standards are low. One sibling did Millennium Shield pass and won. They did Gakuto so bad in that duel, man. They did Gakuto so bad. I really care if meta evolve or not. Just more cards, so there's more deck in this meta. How goes the chicken? I mean, we haven't even started yet, Manicus. Hello. Don't really care. Yeah, I want more Rush, because they can craft a skill to make them meta like Manya. I mean, that is a very good shout. After over 1 year without real progress, we need progress. Characters like Euro are time filler characters. Cybertech Alligator, Daedalus, Minimum Shield, Millennium Shield, Warrior Returning Alive, Monster Reincarnation, Monster Reborn, Mind Crush Opponent. Right, I'm going to sneeze in a sec. I can feel it coming. Nice in 6 years, once we have finished Go Rush lol, but not now instead. Well, for 7s, I don't think it really matters. If they are insistent on releasing 7's characters still, like, the only ones left in my mind, like, proper 7's characters, is going to be Yuga, Gohart, and Otis, right? So, if they still want to just keep dropping 7's characters, they're going to start dropping filler characters. That's whatever. It's Go Rush that is the problem, right? What we'd like now is to, like, get a bunch of Go Rush characters out, right? And we want to avoid as many filler Go Rush characters as we can, because we just want to go forward. Again, we don't have to, like, speedrun, but I would like to get to Phaser. Like, if we get to Phaser and then start meandering, I think that'd be fine. But I want to go... I want Rovian, I want the Lug. Maybe after the Lug, you could do, like, Neanderstar, if we want to, like, kind of sit around there for a bit. And then, like, I'd like to get out Phaser before Yuna, personally. Because, like, once you're through the time skip, there's suddenly a lot of characters open up. Now we can, like, start releasing a whole bunch of weird characters if we want to. But, like, getting to that Go Rush maximum era, I think, is a really cool time. Because we've just kind of gotten there, right? Now we have Vocalize Phoenix, we're kind of in Go Rush Maximum era, but we don't have the main Go Rush Maximum. The meta is feeling kind of stale, so evolution, and it might create some hype around it. They may hold back on Go Rush to release the time skip ult stuff for the new next world. Again, the thing is, that's my cope. I don't know if they're actually planning to do that. I think it's very unlikely, but... release each individual KO robot girl as an ult outfit on the same character to stall. I'm trying to think, what is the co-robot? I don't know what that is. London is the next Go Rush character to come. I really hope it's not. If London actually is the next Go Rush character, that is the definition of us just pissing about. Like, we're just, like, releasing the most uninteresting characters who have so few duels for, like, no reason. Now, they could absolutely release London. We've already got Roa. They could release London. They could release anyone they want. I would be so disappointed, though, if they did London as the next character. Does Sabu Ramen Unlock event had to go with the new noodle stuff released in OCG lately? The timing is kind of sus. But again, lost memory. We want to nail this home, right? We want to drill this in. Just because Jabu Ramen has a character ID, he's already in the game as an NPC, right? He's not playable. He's number 19, right? If you think about it, in Sevens, there's only like, what, 8 playable characters? And he's 19. So, like, he's not... Chances are, these are not characters coming out. Even if we go with only Go Rush characters from now on, and with the normal release schedule at current pace, it will still take 1.5 to 2 years till Phaser. So now putting the Sevens filler is just another way to kick us around. We're already down. I would be shocked, to be honest, if we didn't get at least one Sevens character this year. At least one. Imagine this year's release is Euro, London, Yuga Gohart, and Luke and Yuga Ult. That is the worst timeline, I think. I don't even, like, hate those characters or anything. But, like... I want to get to Phaser. That's what I want. I just want to get to Phaser. The robot girls like Noodle Sokoro, Sweets... right, okay, all of those. Yeah. What was the truck one called? One of them was just a truck, right? Am I making that up? Let me have a look. Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Truck Girl? Is that going to find it? Convoy. It was Convoy. Let me get it up. We've got to take a look at this real quick. Convoy Sagawa. Best girl. Tell me you wouldn't want to duel as this. Guys. This is what the peak female body looks like. Why do you want Phaser? Because Phaser is a very pivotal character. He has very interesting cards for multiple reasons. Because he's got 2 different maximums that can be played as 2 different decks, or combined into one. He also has a kind of Sea Serpent mid-range deck that's also really good. But also, just the era when he came out, like the meta around that time was really, really interesting and really, really exciting. As well as, once again, we get past the time skip, he is basically like the first character that you'd meet after the time skip, right? Because we have a duel between Phaser and that guy. We have time skip of all the other characters as well. So, you know, theoretically, if they were going to do that, we could get ult styles for Yuhi, for Yuamu, for a whole bunch of different characters. It just opens the door to get so many more interesting characters once we get to Phaser. Amazing character, amazing deck, multiple ways to play, tons of support, play skills, peak. Oh shit, hell yeah. The truck. I prefer to get Tremolo. I don't like Tremolo's deck. Tremolo's deck is kind of lame. We'll go over it quick, right? Because we're talking about this. Christ, what is it called? Oki Abyss. So this guy is kind of just a big asshole. So Shine, Steel, Ultra Dragon, Devastator, Oki Abyss. Maximum mode, if you have 10 or more Sea Serpent monsters in your graveyard, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the attack of 1 face-it monster on your opponent's field. So this is, what, full Matarian Ashura Star? You get to just yoink their attack. Then it's pay 500 life points, add an Abyssite Protection and an Abyssite Prevent Wall from your graveyard to your hand. Then if this card's in maximum mode, you can add an Abyss Alt Mail from your graveyard as well. So this just gets you back 3 trap cards from the graveyard. And this card's attack goes up by 500, and then destroy a face-up level 8 or lower monster in the opponent's field. Now the issue is, all of these trap cards that they get are basically just like turn my maximum into a towers. They just give it a load of protection. So one face-up Sea Serpent gains 1,000 attack, you gain 1,000 life points if it cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. And then cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Like, it's very obnoxious. It's very obnoxious. Optimus Prime. Maximum jump scare. Another sus thing with the tag event in Rush is that you can have an NPC character be your partner. So the potential to have an NPC character just becomes playable is there. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, any character that is an NPC could be playable. The question becomes, are they going to give it to us right now, right? Like, do we genuinely think they're about to drop Euro as a playable character, like, in the next couple months? Do we genuinely think Sabu Ramen is going to be made a playable character in the next couple months when there are other characters that they could pick instead? Now, there are some characters that I think are more likely. I do think in the future, we will get Yosh as a playable character, but I think they'll wait until they've gotten all the important characters up first. I do think in the future we'll get Bocce as a playable character, but I think they'll wait until they've gotten out a lot more important characters first. Right? That's kind of how I look at it. But again, I could be wrong. I absolutely could be wrong. Just because I'm saying it does not mean it's true. It's just that is how I see things going. Secondly, they printed Abyss-Kite 10s. The maximum lost all purpose on its own. Exactly. Not just the 3 traps. They made alt names for the traps, like Halo, which is really good. Exactly. I don't like Okiabyss, just straight up. I'm just not a big fan of Okiabyss. So I am not a big Tremolo fan. Now again, the rest of these guys, the Abyss-Kites, I think they're pretty cool. But I would imagine if we got Tremolo, he's going to be the Okiabyss guy for a long ass time. Okiabyss would be tier 0 unless we got Ryza or Caius. Yeah. So there are some decks that just won't really give a shit. Like, if you're just playing TSA, you can kind of just run into it a bunch and kill it. Well, you won't kill it, but you'll kill your opponent through it. There's also stuff like Abyss Soldier, just kind of deals with it. So like, there are ways to deal with it. It's just a massive pain in the ass. I do like making my one monster of towers. I mean, again, if you're into that sort of strategy, it's a great deck for you. If they have to stall and Dawn don't want to release story progress for Go Rush, then give me Bocce, Terza, Sebastian, and one of the 2 noodle guys, and at least then I'll be kind of happy. If they went down that route, right? Because I wouldn't be like diametrically opposed to that. But if they did, give me multiple characters at once, right? Like if they gave me like Bocce and Terza together, now there'd be no reason to do that. They have nothing in common. But if I got 2 characters at once, I'd be like, yeah, I'm liking this. But I just, again, it's so unlikely that's going to happen. So Tomato says, Konami is scared to give us Beast Warrior support and Duel Links, both Bocce and Yosh. I want those so badly. I love Beast Warriors. I think Beast Warriors is such a cool type. I think the Martial Hounds, or the Heartless Hounds, I think they're renamed to, are really, really good. And really, really fun. The issue is, they have a similar problem that some of the other decks have, which is they're not super consistent, and they're not super great at dealing with set monsters. But again, Aqua is not very good at dealing with set monsters, and that deck ended up being really good, so it's tricky. It's very tricky. It's very, very, very tricky. But that's kind of it for this, right? We've got Jabba Ramen, we've got Euro, which, again, I'm not sure if these are going to... Like, there's a chance these are playable. There's absolutely a chance. And then another leak we got was this. Well, this isn't really a leak. This is just the ban list update. So, obviously, we have the middle piece of the maximum being limit 3. What does this actually conflict with? The obvious one that everyone's been talking about is Thunder Gazelle. What else does this conflict with at limit 3? We can't play it with another maximum, I guess. I don't think that's super important. Guys, do you think Extra Spice claimed another victim? Is there a chance it's Extra Spice's fault? With a skill, could be like baseball? Absolutely could be. Absolutely. Yoshi needs his own non-anime support to be good. Yes. But I think they'll do that, right? Like, in the same way they gave Tiger all of her non-anime support. Right? She's got, Action, I believe, was not an anime card, because that came out in Go Rush. Ballet is future support as well. Yes, surely. Noodle's too strong. I imagine they are going to unlimit Thunder Gazelle next ban list. I mean, they absolutely could if they wanted to. Extra Spice pre-hit for the Fusion Noodle pile. Extra Spice has been hit for so long because of the burn deck. It's so wild. Just release it. Release the beast. But yeah, I mean, that's it for that pretty much. And then we have this. So, Chemicalize Structure Force. Again, we're assuming this is going to be ranked reward. I don't know how much of an impact this is actually going to have. Probably Extra Spice 2000 burn is too much for Konami. I mean, unironically, they might think that way. You never know. But we'll go and take a look at Chemicalized Structure Force real quick. Is it Chemicalized Structure Force? It is. Alright, so Chemicalized Structure Force. Equip this card to a Aqua, Pyro, or Thunder. The equipped monster gains attack equal to the number of different types on the field. So usually, you'll put this on your maximum, so it will gain 300 because it's a Pyro. And then if you're not in the mirror, your opponent will summon out a guy. You'll gain at least another 300. So this is sort of a 600 boost. So this puts you up to 41. And then you can't be destroyed by card effects. Which is... I mean... It's really good against Monarchs. Does Extra Spice limit 3 on release? I am not remember correctly. No, it was not limit 3 on release. It's a very important part of the theme of your plan of keeping the max alive. The thing is, you have to think about it in terms of Duel Links, right? Right now, what ways do we have to pop it, right? So Hammer Crush, Monarchs... I mean, Aqua doesn't do anything. Music Princess doesn't do anything. Join Tech doesn't do anything. Elemental Heroes doesn't do anything. Royal Rebels? I mean, you're not wrong. Royal Rebels does count. Since it's a rare maximum without an effect protection, he needs to survive battle traps. Oh, that is a point, but... Theoretically, you just pop their battle traps out the way. Now, again, how is that going to happen every duel? I don't know. I haven't played the deck yet. My gut feeling is, because we're only going to have 2, unless we're playing, what's it, Cleaning Master or whatever it is, or Cooking Master, we're probably not going to have this effect live all the time. But, maybe. It got limited after Tomato 1 noodles too much. Listen, it's not my fault. It's maybe a little bit my fault, but it's not entirely my fault. But I do think the card is good. This is I said this in my Discord today as well. I feel like this is the sort of card that a skill would just give you, right? So I almost imagine this skill coming out. Oh, where is the skill? It's down here. And then having a little line of text at the bottom saying, and then once per duel, you can add Chemicalized Structure Force from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Like, that's the sort of thing I kind of think when I see Chemicalized Structure Force. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, well, with that, that's everything done. We've gotten through absolutely everything. So, I think it's time to start opening this box. So we're just going to start cracking packs. We've got one piece. We'll probably open the packs individually. I don't want to, absolutely speed through this. So we'll start doing these, at least somewhat. Mega Star Monarch Estrome acquired. Oh. Yo, Roaring Firestorm, Vocalize. To be fair, that does look really cool with this glowing effect going on around it. 1, 2, 3. Who's this? Star Monarch Strom? Quick replay? Yeah, we can take a look at replay in a sec. We'll do it after this temple. Card restoration, a bunch of faff. That is one thing I would like to draw attention to, actually. A lot of the reprints in this box, again, kind of mid. I think the reprint game from Konami has not been good in these last couple of deck builds. Wow, we got Wilhelm neat. Alright, let's go and check out Badger's replay quick, and then we'll get back into open them. Part of me is like, is Badge at the top? I don't think so. Budge. Budge. I assume it's this one. 7 minutes, wish me luck. Ours is still 25 minutes away for us. Oh, I haven't opened my my daily ticket yet. We'll have a look in a minute. Alright, Badge versus Star on an 8-win streak. Let's see what Badge has got. Alright, turn 1 maximum. That's one way to start the duel. We're going to immediately burn our opponent, and then we're going to use Compound. Turn 1 max into Compound. It just seems so gross, because you get maximum value off of it. Pun intended. Okay, so this immediately outs our bird. Okay, we have an out, and our opponent's only got 1 card left in hand, because they didn't open a boss, so they didn't get to activate this skill, which means our opponent has sort of bricked already. We'll go ahead and add this back. We'll add this back to hand. We do get the piercing damage. Music Princess's Breath has been used. Boat on the Music Princess added to hand. Set 3 Tribute Defense. That is not what you want to see. This, I feel like this guy is bricked so hard. We're just going to summon out another maximum. That basically forces 3 more pieces in the graveyard to be used as fuel. We are going to have the attack reduced, which is, I mean, it's annoying. We'll get the double pop, and then we're going to get the double pop. Use the effect to burn for 1,000. Attack for 17. The trap card did keep them alive. Music Princess's Breath is going to be used yet again. Are we actually going to see a ballet? Are we going to see ballet? Digisoon into Trap Hole. He's playing Stealth Agic. He's bad. Right, ballet has finally been used. And we're going into action. Activate action. Reduce the attack. Activate Straight Pierce. How do you still have nothing? Bro is, I don't know, is Bro just getting super... I mean, he's playing Stealth Agic, so we know he's not the best player in the world. He should have easily been able to OTK there. And then here we go, Bird again. Stealth Agic, invalid duel. I mean, Bro has just, like, done nothing, like, every turn. It's been kind of wild. I've never seen Music Princess feel like it's done less. Deck list? I mean, we can't look at Badger's deck list. Well, we can't look at anyone's deck list, it's just a replay. You are Dark Magician of Chaos. Currently on number 4 for trying to get the Monarch Field Spell. I mean, we've just had our 3rd, I want to say. I want to say we've had 3 chances at it. No, it must have been more than that. Maybe we've had 4? I think we're going into 4 or we're going into 5, one of the two. Alright. Burb did cool things. Burb did do cool things, but I feel like if your opponent was better, you probably would have lost quite hard. Which, like, I don't want to just be like, oh, Bird's awesome, right? You know? Alright, Galactica at a Gatling. Neat. If we could save some packs, that would be lovely. I mean, there's Hebe. We still need Star Restart. Well, we didn't need that, but I wanted that. I could not care less about the other Wilhelm, though. Soropuyo. Alright, we go again. I mean, I only need 2 cards. Do we start opening 1 pack at a time already? Nah, I can't be asked for that. Chances that we get them immediately here are so low. Alright, that's a nothing pack. That's a nothing pack. That's a nothing pack. That's a nothing pack. Can we get something? Oh, I forgot about Compound, actually. There were 3 cards we needed. It's hidden off to the side. Right, let's trade in. So we need 1 card now. We just need the last maximum piece. But, because there's 2 reprints in here... Damn you. Okay. If that was it, we could have saved 10 packs. Now we're doing 1 at a time, because I don't care about getting the reprint. KFC meal, love it. Alright, come on. Give me the bird. Save me some packs. Okay, well now there's only 1 SR left in the box, so we can just open 10. Because we have the bulk buy settings. Alright, so we're on 8, so we'll see how many we save. So it was in 1. Okay, so that means we saved 7 packs. We saved 7 packs. That's 350 gems. That's pretty good. We've already got 3 other SRs as well. That's pretty big. That's actually quite big. Alright. Come on. Save more packs. That's good. That's not good. Come on. Save me some gemmies. I don't want you! Okay, we still need quite a lot from this box. We need, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards still. So we're going to keep going with temples. 350 gems, already better than my 3 runs of the box. I mean, yeah, I can't be mad at that. I just want to be greedy. I just want to save all the gems. We don't need Heavenly Gift. Right, come on. We don't need Zeus. Right, we officially have every SR that we don't need. We now need just every other card in this box, so... I don't know, we might reset if it's Chemicalized Salamander at the bottom. I don't really want to waste a load of gems just getting 3 copies of a card I already have. I mean, we still basically need 4 cards, so we're just going to keep going for 10 pulls. Well, we're getting them anyway. And now we just go until we get to the bottom. Okay, we got you. We need the last maximum piece. We still need Hebe. And we still need Estrom, the big boy. Estrom, the mega. Right, there's Hebe. There's you. We just need Big Estrom. He's the last card. I mean, again, we're on bulk purchase settings, so we still just go 10. Alright, please don't be near the bottom. Please don't be near the bottom. Come on, just show up. Okay. Okay. So this was 7 out of 10, which means we've saved 4 packs. That's not awful. That's another 200 gems. That's 550 that we saved. So now we're in the next box because it will have reset. I mean, 550, that's not bad. Rip potential last third pack set, maybe being a chicken. First run, saved a total of 50 gems. That's not ideal. That's usually how my luck goes. I mean, this has actually been okay. We've got the cycling. All right, well, there's the third bird. Good old universal deer. Right, come on. Don't care about Plaster Scout. I'm sorry, Plaster Scout. There's our third compound. Right, we go again. We go again. Hello, Mr. Tomato. Hope your day and pools are good. Hello, Sakadetsu. Welcome, welcome. I mean, you've shown up. We've immediately got an R piece, which is quite nice. That's the Sakadetsu luck for you. Right, let's see what we're getting here. Okay. I mean, we got 3 copies. I'm not upset with that. I do quite like the non-Overrush rare version. Unfortunately, this 10 pool overall hasn't been spectacular, but it's fine. Alright, we still need so many cards. We're still going to keep doing 10s. A second run, another 50 gems. So I saved 100 gems in 2 runs. You could maybe do it, I believe. Hello, Victor. Welcome, welcome. Alright, come on. We can save more gems. We can do this. Okay. Alright, Hebe's good. Okay, Estrome's good. Wilhelm's less good. That's less good. That's not what we want. Okay, this has been quite the string, though. There's trading. That's all the UR's done. So we now need 1 max piece, 1 Estrome. That's all we need. So now we're going to go 1 pack at a time. Because it's only 2 cards. And there's 2 SRs we don't want in here as well. Oh, nope, don't do that. Just woke up. No field spell. 3rd time wasn't the charm. Yeah, we'll be checking ours soon. It's not too far away. Be something. Okay, we have 1 card. We just need the Roaring Firestorm Maximum Phoenix L. That's all we need. Come on. We can get it right now. Right, there are 2 cards that would be bad. We don't want to see Zeus. We don't want to see Heavenly Gift. We want to see... I mean, we'll know immediately. Because as soon as we click this, we'll see if it's a Overrush. Come on. Damn. Okay, so it's Heavenly Gift. Ah, could you imagine if we saved another 13 packs there? That would have been huge. Okay, this is a nothing. Damn it, Bird. Why do you have to be deep in the box? Save me a load of gems, please. A 3rd run, I saved 6 packs. So, box done 8 packs save total. I mean, yeah, I'm already at, like, what was it, 750 gems? So, like, was it 550? I can't remember now. Alright. Come on. Come on, Bird. Give me that chicken wing. Come on. We just say... Here would be lovely. Come on. Save at least a few gemmies. It was, what, 11 packs total we saved so far. Alright. Again, we will know immediately when we click this. Damn you, Zeus! Why must you plague my packs? I don't need 6 of you. That could have been another 300 gems saved if Zeus didn't decide to just invade my space like that. He's going to be right at the bottom, isn't he? It's like, oh, you saved packs on the last ones? Well, this is already the worst box out of the 3. Feels bad. Feels bad. Come on. Hey, there he is. There he is. Okay, so we saved, what, 2 packs? Oh, it was a lie. It was a lie. Ah! Not even allowed to save 100 gems. It's literally the last pack. 0 gems saved. Okay. I see you, Konami. I see you. Kratos moment. Karibo was a lie. How could you do this to me, Karibo? Alright, let's check this out. Let's see what we're getting in here. UR/SR Dream Pack Speed. Let's see what we're getting. What do we think, guys? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be tasty? I can't think of a single use for this card. Also, it's a plant, which is interesting. That's huge in early format. Yeah, but I mean, we're not playing it. You spent the same amount of gems, like me, the same 950 gems to get all the cards to the vocalized box. I mean, it happens. It happens. All right, you can grab all of this stuff. I mean, I guess we'll probably leave those for now. We can start getting stuff out here at the very least. Alright. So now, time to build a deck. Alright. How are we doing this? So we're going to want the boy. The boy. Are we playing Compound? I want to try Compound at the start at the very least. We're going to want Heavenly Gift. Did we bother playing Bliss? Part of me is like, there's no real reason to play this. It's just kind of funny. But like, it could actually be quite good. But it's going to be so niche. Like, it'll be so specific when it's going to be useful. Not even good by Legacy Duel standards. Can you use it on Legacy Duels? Almost certainly not. Bliss can save you in a rare case. I think it will, but, like, not often. The time this is going to be really useful is when it's used as a combat trap. So when your opponent, for example, boosts over this, and then they kill your guy, you Heavenly Bliss to hit one of the other guys. That is going to be the best case scenario for it. I'll tell you, we'll put it in and take it out. So it's down here. So I can put it back in when I want to. If I want to. Alright. What else are we going to want in here? That's the next question. I don't think we need Curse. I mean, it's probably Pog. Unless for whatever reason we're going to go through our deck way too quick. But I still think Pog is probably the correct pick. Like, back in the day, it would be Reincarnation. But with the skill, we just don't need it. We're probably going to want some traps. I kind of like the idea of stacking traps. I just don't know how useful that's going to be. I mean, maybe Trap Hole. If the max dies, maybe you can be saved from OTK. I mean, just mill from here. I don't know what else we're going to end up putting in. is the issue. Because again, this deck feels a little bit all over the place, right? I think we're probably going to use this, because there's no other option for a legend. It's kind of tricky. I'm here to apologize for the Blue Maiden data mine. I wasn't intending to be a spoiler. You have nothing to apologize for, British Piper. It's my fault for not finishing Vrains yet, really. But hello. Hope you're having a good day, British Piper. Welcome. Recital can be okay. Can it? I guess... in some very specific cases, I don't know if I want it. I guess it would be really good against, like, heroes, but then heroes can pop your back row. What's the fire tri-type target you can get on hand? The fire tri-type target you got on hand. What do we mean by that statement? When's the closest Rush tournament? There should be a Quantum today, I would imagine. You want my crappy list? I mean, for now, I'm quite happy building this on our own, but we'll see. What's the target for Aqua and Thunder? Right, so this is my Thunder target at the moment. This is my Aqua target at the moment. Phantom Bind? I mean, it'd be funny. I'm not sure it'd be good. There are no other playable targets. There is one, right? So the other thing you can do is play... God, what's it even called? You can do D and Keto. And then play something like this new card we just got. You could do like this, but I think this is so high roll. Like, it's so unbelievably high roll. Are there any other level 8, like, fire pyros? Well, you can't use him. This looks so bad, but it would be so funny. Playing Phantom Binding its Monarchs. Play the Burn monsters. The Searcher for Baseball deck. Let's take a look. Right, we'll go back to Fire. The Searcher for Baseball deck. What is the Searcher? I don't know what the Searcher for Baseball is. I mean, we could just put in things like Nitro Hand and stuff. Red Riser seems a bit cope. You're a warrior, so we can't use you. Ember... Ember's a bit of a weird one, because you can only summon Pyros. So you can only summon out this middle piece. Searcher and Rush Duel. There's no point in playing Methyl, because you can only attack a Pyro. And there's no benefit. I'm trying to think if there's any reason to summon this out, use the effect, and then summon a maximum. I don't think there is any reason at all to do that. You're a warrior, you're a fiend, you're a spellcaster, you're a pyro. You can only play Fire, Aqua, and Fire, Thunder, Fire, Pyro. Baseball is a warrior not playable. The spell, maybe. Oh, we're talking about the roller, heavy roller. The only problem with heavy roller is you don't gain the maximum benefit unless you have a field spell out. So, like, it would be pretty good if you think you're going to be against a field spell, which, like, with Monarchs running around at the moment and Aqua just being quite a good deck, I mean, you got a higher chance than maybe you would normally. Should we try this out first? And just see? This is not going to work, but I kind of want to just play this and just, like, see how it feels. Right, we need to go and get our skill as well, because I don't think we've actually gone and bought it yet. Dynamite burn 300. I mean, that's the backup strat, right? Because other than that, it's just play a bunch of vanillas. Right. Also, our shop will be resetting soon. Alright, Vocalize Burst Draw. And then Emperor's Aura. Emperor Aura. Add something to out opponent's max. Don't we just out the max, though, by... Wait, am I stupid? Don't you gain attack off of the maximum? Oh, you don't? I thought this card gained 500 attack. I'm just stupid. That is a good question. We don't have any way to beat an opponent's maximum currently. And you know we're going to run into the mirror. What would we even play, though? It would have to be... like TSA or something? We'll just play the Noodle Art of Roastery. That would work. I'm going to be so pissed playing as Monarch against Aqua, because Aqua just get buffed by 2 field spells. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I saw at the Flegate Maximum, 1 copy of the field spell, 1 copy of Dean Keto, and then just set the set question mark skill that searches both. Oh, the new... Well, if you do that, though, then you wouldn't play it with this skill, right? We're trying out the new skill. But, I mean, that's an interesting way to take the direction. I didn't even think about using the Aqua skill that way. Just crash both maximum? That's probably not a very good idea. I don't know what to put in to beat the maximum. What about that equip spell that they actually have? What is that thing called? Because it does actually increase by 300. I don't think it's a good option, but it's an option. Also, I keep grabbing cards. Let me just grab and slide. Chemicalized Red, yeah. I don't think it's good, but it gives us the option to maybe play Red Riser. But I don't think that's actually good. And also it means that Compound can be online a bit more often, but I don't think that matters either. Both players should just stall and burn each other off. Yeah, but if he has an out and we don't, then we just lose, right? The alternative is we could get rid of this and just put in a Hammer Shot and call it a day. And just be like, if we get in the mirror, we'll just draw Hammer Shot. Know the guard? Well, it depends on the build. This version of the deck is just meant to be like level 8 turbo. So, I mean, this is the meme version. I mean, does this even matter? Kind of. Alright, we'll try out this meme version first. I just want to see if the level 8s are completely dead weight or not. That is what we're going to do first. I don't think this is going to be very good, and we're going to swap off of this deck very quickly. But I do want to just see if we can get like a couple of meme wins for this. Whoever crashes first loses. Exactly. Going to be a weird few days without Structure Force. Yes, I do think it is going to be a bit weird. Alright, let's just jump in. Let's see how this does. Zoijo. Alright, time to get OTK'd. We're going first. Guys, I'm starting to see a fault with this plan. I don't know why we set that first, but... Oh, we could just send these to the bin. Haha! This hasn't fixed much, if we're being completely honest. Alright, we pass. I'm sure we'll survive. Shadow Sentinel. Oh, we probably should have hit that. I suppose it probably doesn't matter. Cataphract. No, this is fine. If you want to hit me in the face with all this, this is fine. Tearfing the Destroyer. Okay, so he is just playing this. This is fine. Adds back Pale. Doesn't add the equip spell, so he probably has it in hand. Activate Cataphract. No bosses to add back. Tributes to summon. I think we are going to shady it. Because although we could trap hole it, having all of this stuff in my hand doesn't really help me right now. I'm going to send this. We'll flip this down. Okay, Pale is fine. We don't care about Pale. So we want to use this in case he tributes. I'll tell you what, we will do this here. This is fine. That's probably another monster is the only thing. But if it's a tribute monster, he now tributes both of these. Because if otherwise he didn't actually have to do anything there. I'm okay with taking 25. That's whatever. Alright. Now we just draw out the maximum. Alright, it begins. Go, Trade-in! Go, Heavenly Gift! I mean, we just have the whole maximum. We don't even need to use the skill. Does this... I mean, we're doing this either way. So, we'll throw this down now. Sure. Pop this back in. Pop this. We'll go Compound. I kind of want these to stay in the bin for now. So I guess we'll start putting these back in. Whoop. Not much has really changed here. What we're kind of looking for is traps. So we'll go again. I guess with these in the bin, there's no... I should leave these in. And use those and put these back in the deck, I guess. Makes more sense. But I can get these back from the graveyard whenever I want. But then these three are all going to go to the graveyard anyway. So I think this does make more sense to put this back in. Where are the trap cards? Where are the trap cards? Those aren't trap cards. I mean, we could just do it again. Burn for another 1,000. No? Okay. Alright, well that hasn't really fixed anything. To battle! Go get him, champ! We could have burned him for another 1,000 and put him on 500. Alright, let's try and catch up with chat. Found the Emperor's Realm in the reset. We are so back. Don't forget about Fiery Blaze, Fiery Blaze. Why would we want Fiery Blaze? Trying to think. Tearfing Fusion. I would love to. Trader Man is being very stingy. Play Scales of Flame. Oh, just to boost our attack. Ooh. We are actually playing Dark Hole Device. Although with 2 cards, I don't think he can kill us, right? He would need... Oh, no. I don't think we can... No, with the field spell, with the equip spell, he absolutely could. Okay, Tearfing the Destroyer. Oh, yeah, we are so dead. We are dead! Could play Duckbill. I mean, yeah, you can't play Duckbill with the skill. Wait, why didn't he add a card? Am I dumb? Can you not just... Oh, you need to mill... Oh, he could have added... The only card he could add was a boss monster, which he couldn't do anything with. Right. Right. Go. I guess we'll send this. And this. Yes. Oh, I could have just added those two. Okay, that's fine. Either way, I don't think it really makes a difference. I'll add these two. Maximum Shokan. Attack. Yeah, 1-0. Play Scale of Flame. Alright, let's check it out. Let's check out our card trader, because my alarm hasn't actually gone off, which is a bit concerning, but it is what it is. So we'll go and check the card trader now. We'll see if we have a Monarch card or not. Sadly, can't play Brick Phone Nian Nian or Sensor Deck built with the skill, yeah. Is this deck actually good? Do I need to be worried? I don't think so. It's still a bit early, but... Hey! Guess who's on the board? We got one copy of the Emperor Realm. That's what we like to see. Alright. I guess we're gonna go again. We're gonna keep playing this until it loses. When we lose, we're gonna try and go for a more competitive version of this deck. 3 cards left in deck. Hey, as long as it's not 0, we're fine. I'm jealous of free card. It's alright. It'll come round. Just you have to wait another 2 hours is all. You just gotta believe. You just gotta believe. But hello, Serena. We'll give you a shout out again. We like giving shout outs to Serena. Now I just have to... Typing not strong suit. Bam. There we go. We're against Zork Elpiton. That's a hand. That is a hand of all time. Okay. I mean, do I just summon out Diankito? Alright. Check out the coolest play of all time. I'm going to summon. I'm going to tribute. I'm going to set. I'm going to activate. I'm going to send this. I'm going to gain 1,000 and I'm going to pass. Bam! Cinema. What did you pull from the dream pack? Oh god, we pulled like the bad Slate Warrior. It's like flip, deal, like each player discards a card, and then like when it's killed, the opponent's monster that killed it loses like 500 attack and defense. Oh no, the mirror? No, the mirror's fine, guys, because we have our secret weapon. This is like the freest win of all time, guys. Don't worry about it. So he added back 1 card. Then he's going to summon out Flame Ruler. Do we flip this down? No, there's no reason to, because he'll go into the... As soon as he summons the boss, we flip that down. So just pops a monster. I'm just going to flip this down, I think. No. I don't think there's going to be many times to make use of Shady, so we're just going to use it when we can. Why didn't you change the trap hole for limit 1? Well, because we were kind of doing a whole bunch of stuff at once and didn't think about it. That's why. Okay. Alright, I guess we go gift. Okay, so we can just summon the big boy. We already have Aquas in the graveyard, so that's fine as well. So we'll activate this. We send this and this. Yes. I want this and this. Oh, we don't actually have a Pyro. That is slightly annoying, but that's fine. Right, we'll go into this. We'll activate the effect. Pop this back. Pop this. And we'll pop this. Then we can go compound. Probably putting you back. Actually, we'll probably put you back. Activate your effect. Send a fire from hand. Then we set, go to battle, swing. Alright. It's looking pretty good so far. I pulled Triamid Cruiser and then Gravekeeper's Spy on my Rush account. Absolutely awful pulls. I, on my speed account, got... Oh god, what's the card called? What's the Ritual Fusion deck? Where they're all, like, riding vehicles. What is that deck called? I got one of their fusion monsters. I cannot remember what the deck is called at the moment. Okay, adds those two. Activates Gift. Sends to... He's playing the same version we are. With the shitty level 8 package. I love it. Except he's playing Ember for whatever reason. Undefeated! You got Lubellion? I mean, I wouldn't really want Lubellion. Because... You know, I've already got 3. But at the same time, that's actually a relevant card. Alright, like I said, we're going to keep playing this until it loses. We're just going to keep going. The issue we're going to run into as well is we haven't really played against, like, real people yet, right? Like, we're not getting good, like, testing because we're not playing against meta decks. So it's awkward. It's a little bit awkward. But we're having fun. Oh, we're going to fight against someone from Greece, and it looks like they're actually playing meta. Uh-oh. I don't want that trash, though. I mean, it's got to be better than some of the other stuff you could have been getting, surely. Okay, well. We go 1. We go 2. We'll go Gift. That doesn't really help. I mean, maybe I got a bit greedy by not discarding more cards there. But at the same time, like, this is fine if these don't get popped. We got Security Dragon, which I actually needed. Nice! That's good. Got Mirage Knight. Oh, Mirage Knight is, like, it's very nostalgic, but that card is ass. But it's very nostalgic. Look at this guy playing real decks with real skills. Ugh. Well, I can't do anything about that. Tributes to summon out Cure Prodigy. This is fine. We'll allow Cure Prodigy. If you come down, yeah, I'm going to hit you. I probably don't need you. So this will keep him off of the field spell. He can still tribute over, which is fine. But we don't know how many bosses he's got in hand, so... If he's... Yeah, there we go. Straight to battle. Okay, that was the correct place to hit him. Alright, let's go Gift. Draw 2. Okay, so we have everything we need for a maximum summon. We'll go Gift again. Now we have everything for a maximum summon and don't even need to get rid of anything. I would exchange 2 cards for 2 cards. Is there any reason to do that? I don't think there is. So I think we just go straight into the max. We will then activate Compound. We'll start putting these back, probably. These aren't, like, super helpful right now, if we're being completely honest. What I kind of need is more traps. We have still got 2 traps left in the deck. We'll go trade in. Okay, it was a greedy trade-in, and we did get punished, but that's fine. We are going to go for a full clear and not get any damage in. I think I have to get rid of this, ironically. It doesn't really matter. We're going to attack over the other one. So yeah, we played very greedily, and we did get punished for it. But it's fine. We might just be okay. We might just be okay. One person's trash is another was treasure. Someone else is definitely going to like it. I mean, yeah. The skill mills 1 too. Oh, you're not wrong. The skill does mill 1. Is there a benefit to milling 1 there, though? So the news yesterday, Konami Animations actually is releasing an anime full-length episodes with great-looking animation, and it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! Nia Listen, the Merciless Maiden. Like, WTF can't even do the most basic shit for Chronicles or do a Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, but hey, is Lolly Reincarnation Battle anime? I mean, they're just going to release whatever makes sense for them, right? Fundamentally. It's not what we want, but unfortunately, that's just the world we live in. Tributes to summon this. He's going to reduce us by 200. Boost this by 200. I think this is fine. I think we leave this. Summons that. Okay, now this is where we have to make a decision. If we flip those down, he can boost by 200, boost by... That'll go up to 28, 3,000. 3,200 against our 33. At the moment, he still doesn't clear us. So I think we just let this go, right? I hope I'm not making a mistake here. I think this is fine. Activates Nuvia. Adds that back. Activates Rainapolis. Reduces us to 33. Then he can boost this by 300. But we're still fine. Ah! Okay. I mean, that was like, we had to predict they had that, right? What we were trying to do is we were trying to hold Shady for in case he had Kitchen. But then Kitchen wouldn't matter because we were on low life points. Nah, we were playing around Kitchen for no reason. Or cleaning, I think it's called. I think we could have won there. It's tricky. Hope future KFC Family Bucket makes it so the deck only plays one piece of each max, so I can use the ugliest foils to make the most inconsistent boss. I mean, that would be funny. The studio's first full-length anime, I think it's fine that they do a new IP to start off. Last card, Talismanic, is what it is. Embracing the Rain. It's a shame. If it wasn't exactly that, I think we were in a fantastic spot. Yeah, well, I think the problem was we were trying to play around something that just did not matter. I actually don't hate this version of the deck, you know. The question is going to be, is it worth it to keep Shady? That is going to be the big question. Because Shady is really good into some matchups, but really mid into exactly Aqua. Like, super mid into Aqua. Okay, we're going second. Trading. Okay, we're against Monarchs. So this could be a tricky one. Hey, Tomato, happy new box day. Hello, JD Scrub. Welcome, welcome on in. No matter what we do here, it's a gamble. I literally don't think it matters. Either we're discarding 2 and drawing 2, or we're discarding 2 and drawing 2. So we might as well use this. Okay. I mean, this hasn't changed anything. We've drawn basically exactly the same cards. We are still in the exact same situation. So I suppose we're going yet again. We're going to go trade in. The issue is we can't get both pieces, no matter what we do. No. Not ideal, if we're being completely honest. Alright, I am going to summon the Flame Ruler. He has got a delay, so he's probably got a Shady. I think we're just going to do this. It's not exactly great, but I don't think we have any other good option. Did Trader reset and no field spell? It did reset, and we did get one. So we have one now. Alright. Grabs the Emperor's Realm. Activates Emperor's Realm. Mills 2. Sends Pot of Greed to the graveyard. Summons out Gale. That's fine. Activates Gale immediately. Okay. So we're going to tribute the Gale. Are we going to tribute the Gale? We're going to go for this Estrome. So this is 4,800 damage. I could flip it down, but then he just flips that up and tributes anyway. I think we have to hold them until he goes into the big guy. If he doesn't go into the big guy, we just chill. Okay, that's fine, because you can't get rid of both. Oh, do not sack me here. Do not win. Come on! Are you kidding? Brother! Just snipes both of the traps. That was the freest of all time, and we whiff. That is so sad. Do we just lose? Like, is there just nothing we can do? I can get back 2 from the graveyard, but I have to send this to the graveyard, so I can't get all 3. Getting back 2 to hand doesn't do anything, so I have to draw. So we have to do this. We can't add cards. We have to say no. Let me go trade in. Send this. And that's game. Guys, I think this deck might not be very good. I have a sinking suspicion. Because even if he didn't snipe our back row, we still had no play. Because the only way we can ever get a play is if we have 2 level 10s in hand, right? Which means, it's tricky. It's going to be really awkward to try and get this deck to work properly outside of just getting lucky. Might be time to execute the other level 8s. The thing is, the other 8 doesn't... That situation we found ourselves in would not have been any better by not having the 8s in the deck. The problem was, we only ever had 1 level 10 in hand at a time. And because of that, we never had a situation where we could activate the skill to get our maximum out. I think that's just going to be a fundamental flaw of the deck, which is going to feel super yikes. I will try out the other build, though. I do want to try out the other build either way. So we're going to cut these guys out. And then these. And that gives us a bit more room to play with. So with that in mind... I mean, we'll try out the burn version. I don't know the burn version is going to do a lot in terms of actually using the burn cards, but we'll see. And then probably just want more traps. I don't think there's a reason to use riding, right? I mean, maybe riding is not awful, because it's going to be pretty good in the mirror. Let's try this out. We'll see how it feels. I don't hate the Red Riser thing. The only problem with the Red Riser thing is you then... Like, Red Riser doesn't really do anything unless you're lucky enough to get the equip spell into the graveyard. And the equip spell is awkward to use, because you don't really want to just throw it away. You'd have to discard it with the skill. Reincarnation. So, Reincarnation would help, but then all you're now saying is you need to open Reincarnation if you open only one boss, right? So, but by that logic, you could have just opened one of the other boss pieces, right? The other max pieces. The chicken draw spell felt bad in my duels. It's win more, is the way I look at it. It feels like if you're ahead, it feels really good. And if you're behind, it feels really mid. That's my takeaway from it so far. Alright, we're going to send this, and we're going to send this. No. That didn't help. I mean, it hasn't really changed much. I mean, I could summon this and attack in. The chances are this thing could have 1200 defense, which would be very annoying. I think we probably set, and then see what he does. I think it's the best we can do. The thing is, this is always going to be our worst matchup. Like, I think Aqua is always going to be the biggest kryptonite for our deck, regardless. But we're in an okay spot, because we have 2 max pieces, which means, you know, we can use the skill to sort ourselves out if we can. Right, there's Nuvia. I think if he summons a boss, we have to just shotgun. Activates Mischievous. Aqua seems to have a pretty decent matchup into both of the new decks. Yes, it definitely does. Which is, like, kinda sucks. I mean, it's never really what you want to see, but... Alright, we know he has cleaning. So if he summons something that isn't cleaning, we won't activate our trap. But if he summons cleaning, I think we have to just shotgun the trap, because he might only have the one boss. Okay, well, there is cleaning. So we'll go ahead and do this now. We're just going to shotgun this out. Reduce the attack of this, because at the very least, it's going to keep us alive. We're having a Duel Links issues. I've seen multiple people. I mean, I don't care about that. It's fine. If we disconnect, it's whatever, right? Hey! Okay, so he clears this with this. But chicken lives! Alright. I mean, there is a full maximum. I guess we just go for it. The only thing we don't have is trap cards. But we can discard. We don't have a Fire Aqua in the graveyard. That is the big issue we currently have. So I guess we'll do this. I guess we can do this first. Okay, I'll activate this. We'll send this to the graveyard. Draw some cards. Okay, so that's just giving me everything I need. So I could go for the mill, which is probably worth it. So I'll go 1, 2. Then I'll get back 1 and 2. The mill was a trap card, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I could use this as well. Is there any reason to do that? We'd get an extra tiny amount of damage. Oh, wait. No, you'll just change to defense. Yeah, yeah, okay. I'm just being stupid. Right, we'll maximum summon. We will activate the effect. We will activate the effect. Pop that back. Get rid of you. And you. We'll activate the effect. We'll pop you back. Part of me is like, we should just hit all the back row. I don't think we hit the field spell. Those were... Oh, that one of those hits was very good. So now we'll go compound. Put you back. We'll set a back row, go to battle, and we'll swing. Okay, let's see what he's got. The deck build is overpopulating the servers. Massive release. Not having enough material in grave does seem to be a big problem for this. He had 2 TSAs! we can't even use riding because we've already got the maximum out. That is a big issue, actually. I didn't even think about that. That's just me being stupid. Right, we should take riding out. Riding is cool, T-Mac. Yeah, Ursus said it already. I mean, it did help us live in a previous turn, but I don't think it was that great, all things considered. The reason that we were thinking about riding was because it's better to play around Monarchs and the bird itself. But again, if we've already got the maximum out, it doesn't really help us. I mean, we probably don't die this turn, and he's now 2 copies of TSA down. Hydration is whatever. I mean, how do we die? He'd have to go, like, triple boss and a discard. Or, like, double boss and a discard would maybe do it. Riding is a 1 or 2 of, just for the early game. I don't think it's worth it. I think probably, if we want to play additional traps, we should probably consider maybe Heavenly... Blessing? Is that what it's called? You know, the trap card that flips a guy down. And then if you have a level 10, it pops a card. Right, straight to battle. Okay, so we do live. There's an okay chance we can just kill. We just need to see another maximum piece. Okay, well, there's another maximum piece. Do we need to burn? Is the next question. Alright, I think either way we activate the skill. We'll send this and one of these. Yes. We need a lefty and a righty. I think we don't risk it. I think we just go for the maximum summon. He has a delay. Shady to flip this down. Okay. Oh, you can flip that, does it? I guess that's 500 damage that you're saving. But I can just... It's only got 800 defense. So I'm just going to pierce over it anyway. Yes, we'll drop this down. Pop this back in. Get rid of that. I mean, it's not lethal. Are we 100 off? Is that right? Wait, he's got 800 defense, so we can hit him for 20... No, we have lethal, right? We just swing over. I was overthinking that. Massively overthinking that. Okay. We do want to change this deck a bit then. Double maximum in a single turn. I mean, you can do that. It doesn't seem like super useful most of the time, but... Because we had the option to before. Alright, let's take these traps out. Do we like Bliss in here? Because what it really comes down to, we haven't had a use to use either of these yet. There's no real reason to. So we could just go for higher stats. I also don't think Flame Ruler... I mean, Flame Ruler's just in here because it's got nice stats. That's basically it. This sounds weird, but I actually think the trade-in version felt better. We'll try this again. We'll try this a few more games for sure, but we'll see. We'll see how this feels. Could be on the vanillas. The vanillas are fine, but, like, they're not fantastic. Like, it's kind of the same issue. Recital. The issue with Recital is it doesn't work on bosses, right? It only works on the level 8 and lowers. So it's going to be good into, like, Aqua. I guess it would be good into, like, Action. I think this is where we just play Trade-In for the Fire Aqua Bubble Actress card. I mean, maybe. Alright, we're going to do this. We're going to send this and this. Then we're going to set. I'm just going to set these 3. I don't think it's going to matter too much. Maybe it will. I like having a robust defense. I don't know how relevant the Shadies are going to be in this matchup anyway. We basically just need to dig until we find our Hammer Shot. That is our win con. Would be nice if you could, at least in between start of turn and maximum, you would be able to summon the pieces to remove the mechs. Would be nice if you could, at least in between start of turn and summoning the maximum, you would be able to summon the pieces to remove the mechs. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Ooh. So this is tricky, because I really want to maximum summon, but we don't have the capability. So, with this hand, I think we just Heavenly Gift. We have to hope we draw into 2 maximum pieces. Or we'll draw 0 maximum pieces and just be kind of sad. This is always the issue that we keep running into, is just not having 2 maximum pieces in hand really sucks. It's like, what do we do with this? We're only drawing 1 card next turn regardless of what we do. We might as well just set a card and then just pass. See, this is where, if we had more gas, like if we had the trade-ins, this would actually potentially be solvable. But because of... I mean, to be fair, we're just getting unlucky. The problem we have right now is, though, we're only going to draw 1 card per turn, and that means we're not going to have 2 max pieces. So we're back to the same problem. Play Emperor spell to put pieces in graveyard to reduce max effect next turn. Play Emperor spell to put pieces in graveyard to reuse max effect next turn. I don't know what any of that means. Emperor. I don't know what the Emperor spell is. Hello, Cyclone. Tries didn't get the draw for some reason with the skill. Alright, I mean, that went about as well as it could do for us. Bliss, unfortunately, doesn't do anything. Yeah, I mean, this game's over. We'll just get out of here. Hey there, I got a bucket of chicken. Hello, Soramir. I think this deck is shit unless you high roll. So with that in mind, I actually think the better way to play this is the trade-in version. I actually think trade-in is better. Do we care about Shady? Kinda. Because this is going to help us. This is going to be better into, like, exactly Aqua. I guess we've run into a lot of Aqua today. So we'll do this. We'll do this as a split. I think this is actually better. Like, unironically. Oh, I said Ryuzi can't read? The one that the old skill can set, discard monster, flip, and draw. I still have no idea what you're talking about, Manicus. Why don't you find out the name of the card, rather than trying to, like, describe it badly? Maximum deck is bad, let's go. It's just, the biggest flaw of this deck is if you don't have two different well, you need to have two maximum pieces in your hand, otherwise you can't do anything. That is the biggest issue with this. If you can guarantee get two maximum pieces, the deck actually feels really good. The issue is, if you just look at your hand and you've got one max piece, you're not maximum summoning that turn. So you're just waiting for the next turn now. Which feels really bad. Alright, it's Imi and Mimi. We've been running into so many Aqua. Aqua seems to be everywhere on the ladder right now. Alright. We go for this. We send this. I guess we'll send this. That hasn't really changed anything at all. We set 2 and we pass. If you're confident in poker, you can sweep the cog. Just be confident. The amount of Monarch cards that we got shocked me. Yeah, I mean, we were expecting, like, 2. And then we ended up getting 3, I guess. Aqua feels like the new 7s. I mean, I guess because 7's got nerfed, people are just playing Aqua a lot more now. The issue is Aqua is, like, it's our worst matchup, just straight up. We managed, I mean, to be fair, we're 1-1 against Aqua, but it's still, on paper, our worst matchup. Time for the image special. D and Keto. Cheap and strong, Aqua is the new 7's road for speed players. And it's quite easy to play as well. Trade-in is a Monarch card. I mean, it kind of is. You can play it in Monarchs. People keep telling me, though, that it's bad in Monarchs, so I don't know, man. I haven't played Monarch yet. I've got no opinion. I mean, we've got our trap card to keep us alive, so maybe we'll be fine. We'll let him have this. This is fine. If you're just going to hit us for 25. Mighty Gaze of the Sky Emperor. Why do you want to play Mighty Gaze of the Sky Emperor in a deck where you already get piercing? Is the logic to, like, dig deeper? Okay, I'll let him have this as well. It doesn't have thingy in the graveyard. I think I will do this here. We'll send this. And we'll hit both of these. We'll see if he has another boss. Okay, had the field spell. Okay, so he just played it badly. It's probably because we don't have enough. Trade is weird in Monarch because you kind of want to keep your bosses in your hand. Yeah, I mean, ideally you just want to always boss. This is a really awkward one. Is there any reason to use the skill over Heavenly Gift? There is if we discard, like, Trap Hole. I don't really want to discard Trap Hole. Because I could discard both of these two for this, but that also feels really bad. Let's just go for this. I think no matter what, we're in, like, a really weird situation where we're going to have to get at least a little bit lucky either way. I just need to draw a trade in here. That's not helpful, but it will get us closer to what we want. I think we have to add cards. Because I have to get 2 of these in my hand at some point. Take a hammer shot. Ah, this feels so bad, bro. Imagine a guy with 3 types. All stats of a maximum is based on the centerpiece. I coped on that really hard when its reveal would have been based. It would have been so cool if it was all 3 types, but... I think we're just dead. The second he activates his skill, that's just... we know we're dead. Yeah, the game's over. I mean, I don't know, man. Like... Again, the same problem happened there, where it wouldn't have mattered if we didn't have the level 8, but it would have mattered that we didn't have 2 max pieces. Maybe it was better to use Heavenly, send 2 8s. I mean, in hindsight... Actually, maybe just in general. Send the 2... I mean, if we... Yeah, if we drew 2 and we found a max piece, that does put us in a better spot. The issue is, I keep trying to think, like... I'm always picturing the worst case scenario, not the best case scenario. That's the issue. And I'm like, right, how do I play around the worst case scenario? And I was like, okay, well, if we draw, like, a bunch of level 8s and the 8 draw spell, we can at least keep digging. Alright, we'll go gift. We'll send this. We'll go trade in. We'll send this. We don't really know what he's on. He could be on... He's playing a field... Oh, he's playing Monarch. He's playing Monarch. Okay, we know he's on Monarch. What can I do with this information? What does knowing he's on Monarch actually do for me? I can get 2 pieces in my hand and hope we survive till next turn. That's probably the best we're going to get. The alternative is that we just dig for trap cards. But I don't think that's worth it. I think we're better off just getting both of these back. Oh, but even that doesn't help me a ton because we still don't have the... We don't have the last piece yet. Yeah, I don't know, man. This deck just does not feel like it. One other card that has the same multi-type idea on maximum, except it turns itself into the 4th type instead. Oh, we're talking about the... Christ, what's the card even called? What are we doing with this? I was not ready for this. Are we going to lose to this? Are we actually going to lose to this? Whatever this is. Okay, we found the maximum. So we can play the game. That's at least something. We don't have the ability to pop back row right now. That is our major issue currently. So we'll activate this. I'm going to send this and this to the graveyard. Then I'm going to... I think we just draw cards here. Adding 2 back to hand isn't awful, because we can get the burn. I'm going to say no, though. I'm going to draw 2. Okay, that's fine. We go into the max. We'll activate the effect. Pop this back into the deck. We'll hit this. And this. Right, hitting that TSA is pretty big. We'll go compound. Put one of the 8s back in. We go trade in. The question is, do we draw for traps or not? If this gets outed, we're probably dead anyway, so I think I am going to do this. Put this back in the bin again. We use this, put this back. Get rid of you. And you. And then we will just go to battle and we will swing. Okay, let's see what he's got. Imagine lose to Shining City Knights. It could still happen. It absolutely could still happen. We have got some pretty good trap cards in the back row, though. Alright, Animagical Witch. That's fine. I think we have to hold the back row for when he actually summons something that threatens us. Oh, is he playing... He's playing a Dimension Linker, I think. That's awkward, because now I need to trap hole stuff earlier. Alright, Powder Weave Hope comes down. D-Linker comes down. Blue Eyes is going to come down. And he had double TSA. What is it with everyone having double TSA? Is it just me? Or is this like the worst... I mean, we're alive, right? We should be alive here. Oh, we're not alive because I didn't do any math. We took 26. What were we on? Were we on 23? I generally don't know what life points we were on. I think chicken might be bad. I think chicken might be bad, guys. To be fair, if you high roll, the deck's fine. But you have to high roll. That is the fundamental issue. We're going to play one more game before we finish up for the day, I think. But I think... Yeah, you just have to high roll. You just have to high roll. Again, if you high roll, the deck feels good. If you don't high roll, the deck feels crap. Where in the world are the Chemi Pets? I don't think the Chemi Pets fix the deck. That's the thing. We're not in a situation where we don't have enough stuff in the graveyard to make the deck work. The issue we keep having is that we just don't have enough maximum pieces for the deck to function. That is fundamentally what it comes down to. The game is not slow enough that we can just wait to accumulate all these pieces. You can just die so quickly. Parakeet and Kitty fixed a fair bit. Yeah, but the deck was already playable in OCG anyway. The thing you have to remember is, OCG compared to Duel Links, it's a completely different kettle of fish, right? In one, you have 30-card deck and you have skills that hyper-accelerate the game. And you only have 6,000 life points. So in OCG, you can just stall for a lot longer. That's something you can't do in this. Alright, we'll activate the effect. Send this to the grave. Activate Compound. Pop that back. Do we activate the skill? Probably, because we can pop both the back row. We can just clear up the whole board. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but this is fine. Sure, we'll have this ready for next turn. And we'll just swing. Could fix? Yeah, I mean, it could. I don't know if it will, though. Parakeet, specifically, is a very good card. Like, just in general. It's just a really strong card. Now, one maximum versus the world. Granted, giving us literally any Thunderous Aqua targets other than Max D and Keto would do a lot. Again, we're never... At least, right, so we have quite a small sample size of games, right? But we haven't been in a situation where not having the correct pieces in the graveyard is what's losing us the game. We'll play one more, because that one didn't really count. The lose conditions we keep having is that we're just not having the ability to maximum summon, right? So what we need to make the deck feel better is just have a way to maximum summon easier, right? If the maximum comes out, we're actually feeling pretty good, right? It's very rare that we've had the maximum out and then been like, oh god, we're just Giga dead. It's like, oh, our opponent's like, their last card is TSA. That's what we've been losing to. I don't think you should be putting your fish in the kettle. Are you okay, Manicus? Lots of attack reductions in this format, especially from skills, seems like a problem for maximums. Yeah, I mean, the format we're currently in is really not good for this deck in general, which does not help. But like we say, fundamentally, we just need to be able to summon the maximum every turn. If we're able to summon it every turn, great. The problem is, if you're summoning the maximum every turn, chances are you're just high rolling, like, really hard. Which is, like, that's fine, but that's not going to be a strong tournament performance, right? So something like Scat Thief, blocking all level 8 or lower damage. I don't think Scat Thief helps. I don't think we're going to get any additional stall tools to help the maximum, like... What we need, fundamentally, is more cards to add maximum pieces to your hand. That is what we need. That is the thing that would fix this deck. Because the skill already is quite good in this deck. It's just it has a glaring weakness of, if you only have one maximum in your hand, it doesn't really do anything. We need the other support cards. I think if we just had... Unironically, Duckbill and cards like that, like Shoulder Phone, would fix this. Because we just need cards to put maximums into our hand. That's the thing we're lacking. And those cards do that. Alright, so our opponent's got a compulsory evacuation device. That's interesting. Well, we only really have one play, so... Because we know he's got Compulse, I don't think there is any reason to go all in with that. So I'm going to set, and then just pass, I think. And then if we can use... If we are lucky enough to get a Shady off, we can send Mantle Vader. Duck Build would be wild. Duck Build would be so good. Again, it's not even like that crazy. It's just because of the way the skill is worded. Having to send a level 10 and then grab 2 back just means you just need a way to get more maximum pieces to your hand. Again, if you just always draw 2, you're fine. You're golden. It's going to be great. But if you don't always just draw 2 maximum pieces, you're always in like a really awkward situation. I think we have to let that go. We have to hit a fusion, I think. It's going to suck if he has a Avian Spell Tactics, but it's a risk we have to take. Chances are he's going to be able to summon a fusion regardless. Chemical Fairy's role is to add Structure Force and Maximum. Yeah, I think the Fairies would be really good. So would the Hyper Assistants, to be honest, because the Hyper Assistants just give you so much draw power. I think there's going to be 2 types of people that play this deck. I think there's going to be people that always draw 2 maximum pieces, and they're going to say the deck is actually not that bad, it's reasonably okay, etc, etc. And then there's going to be people that draw 1 maximum piece at a time, and are like, I don't know what to tell you, men. I barely maximum summon. I think I'll try without the skill. Some more draw and mill stuff, also adding Duck Bill and Yan Yan. The problem is, I think you'll run into a similar problem by not using the skill, which is you're now reliant on finding exactly the cards that get back exactly the right piece to your hand in order for your deck to function. So like it creates the same problem but in reverse effectively. Draw better, old man. Love the Hyper Assistance. The entire theme is just some the better support we could get. Yeah, I think it's a Super Assistant, the ice one. I can't remember what the one is called, but the one which is like you just get like to draw 3 off of it. I'm like, that would go so hard. The issue is there's so many ways to abuse that. GX theme against hero is the most unlucky timing thing to have. Oh god, yeah, we've given him a boost. Haha, 1600 defense, you fool! Hey, Murata, welcome. Coming in at the tail end of the stream. Well, we have stuff we could do with this for sure. I guess we'll go gift. We know that he has Compulse, but that shouldn't affect us, so... Do we still not have the third piece? Yikes. Alright, we'll go gift again. Right, there's the third piece. We can activate this, discard, draw 2, then use the skill to get cards back. I think that's fine. So we'll go gift. We'll send this. Then we'll activate our skill. We'll send this and this. Then we'll get back this, and who do we have in hand currently? We have that one, so we need this one. 1, 2. Maximum Shokan! Behold! Bird. I don't think he knows that that doesn't do a lot to me. Come out again! Alright, we want to compound now. Does it matter? Probably put you back. We'll go trade him. Okay, we finally got to that, which is what we've been waiting for. So now we can activate your effect. We'll send this. Then we can activate your effect. There's no reason to not put this back in, so we'll put this back in. We'll pop this. We'll pop this. Put this back in the deck. Get rid of you. I guess we'll get rid of this because it's only going to be a 400 difference. Alright, we know what defense that has. What is the defense of this monster? Is it 17? It's this thing. 16. So it makes no difference. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this one because I can. So now the question is, are we at risk of decking out if we dig for traps? We have so many traps left in our deck. I think we do go for this. We want to leave you in the grave. You don't need to be in the grave. Although... Screw it and put you back in. Alright. Meh. Okay. We're in an okay spot. Oop, won the gamble. Got one Emperor Realm. Nice. That's what we like to hear. We're not going to ban a nerd named BT. How dare you? Better late than never. We go again. The Phoenix rises again. He is helping you farm the playmat. That's all it is. The thing is, if he had kept it in the back row and we'd missed it with the pop, he could have used it to get rid of it during his turn. And then he'd be in a fantastic spot. Because, like, Compulsory is actually really good into maximums, just not the turn they're summoned. Miracle Fusion. What are we making here? Well, this is going to force out a back row, unless he makes Flame Wingman. Yeah, so this is going to force it out. Is there any reason to flip this down? I don't think so. I can't think of one. Ellie Cirque, let's go. Proactive compulse feels great. I mean, not if you're on the receiving end of it, but... Argent the second. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he has to tribute summon. He needs to summon out his rising hero. Else he can't really do anything here. Sets a back row. I mean, that's not going to help you here, my friend. Send, reduce. Adds back fusion. I mean, this is just lethal, right? If you don't do anything, yeah, this is just lethal. The game is over. Thank you for playing. Let's get rid of that pesky back row. Hey. Somehow Shining Flare Wingman for game. So that was the only thing we had to worry about, right? But, like, without having the Flame Wingman already set up, there was, like, no way for him to get to it. So we were kind of always fine. And also, for some reason, the music has just decided it's just done. Right. Let's try this. Is this going to put us somewhere new? That's too somber. Give me something. Nope, that's also not good enough. That'll do. Alright. I think, though, that is going to do it for us for today. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this deck. I think it is not fantastic. But I think if you high roll, it can be crazy. We'll wait until the ads are gone before we, like, finish up. Three, 2, 1. Welcome back from the ads. Yeah, so, I mean, first off, we only played for about an hour. So, like, we didn't play for, like, a long period of time. We ended up going about even. We kind of went about 50-50. I do think we saw better results with the level 8 version. Whether or not that's going to hold true in general is still up for debate. Again, we played a very small amount of games. So, realistically, we'll see where it goes. I think if you high roll with this deck, it actually does feel quite nice. Obviously, with a maximum, the way you really want it to go is that you get at your max, and then you sit behind a bunch of traps. And then that's how you kind of win. You go, all right, you got to out my max, and then you got to get through my back row. Trying to set that up can be a bit difficult. It also doesn't help. The current environment doesn't really benefit maximums. There's a lot of Talismanic Seal Array going around, as we saw. There are a lot of Aqua going around, which are the primary users of Talismanic Seal Array, as well as they do have the Abyss Soldier. And Abyss Soldier, again, just gets rid of this max. And if it's just gone, it's pretty rough, right? So my initial first impression is this is just not a good meta for this deck. I think there's a lot of things I would like to see to improve this deck. But again, overall, like, my experience with it might not be indicative of the general experience everyone's having. So, there is that. Hopefully you can play Monarch soon. The plan is to play Monarch on Tuesday. That is the current plan. I really hope someone smarter than me figures out the chicken, because it's a really cool deck. I think, like I say, I think the deck is actually reasonably good when it works. The issue is, how often is it going to work? That is the issue. Why Hammershot instead of Pog? So the primary reason was we don't have any way to win the mirror. And we were like, well, if we just play Hammershot, we can win the mirror. That was the only logic that went in. It didn't end up coming up at all. So this is probably better to just swap this out for, like we say, Pot of Greed. But the primary issue is, if your opponent summons out their bird, and then you summon out your bird, in Engine, you have no way to win, right? If you crash into them, you die on the following turn, or at the very least, you're going to be so behind, it's not going to matter. If they crash into you, well, then you get to summon your maximum and be ahead of them, right? NA might also be good. Yeah, so we originally were going to play NA, and then we put Trap Hole in because we were playing Pot of Greed. But then we swapped Pot of Greed out and just never swapped our trap cards back. But it's an issue of NA is really good against some decks. It's going to be really good into Aqua, but it's going to be really bad into a lot of other decks. It's really bad into this deck because they're just going to pop it with the Phoenix right piece, right? It's going to be really bad into Heroes sometimes because Heroes can snipe it. It's going to be really bad against Music Princess because they're just going to wipe it out easy peasy. It's going to be really bad into... What's the other deck that wipes it back? Join Tech. It's going to be really bad into Join Tech as well. But against a lot of the other decks, it's going to be really good. It's a bit of a weird situation we find ourselves in right now with trap cards, where some trap cards are really, really good against specific decks and really, really bad against others. And the issue is, we're seeing a lot of different decks see a lot of viability, which means it's not very obvious which trap cards you should be using. I play 3 TSAs. The problem with TSA is, it's going to conflict again with the actual maximum itself. So I think you can get away with playing TSA, but I think, again, it's just saying you have to high roll an extra level on top of high rolling, right? You need to high roll to get the max out. You need to high roll to have enough cards in your graveyard that you can use your maximum effect and get TSA off, right? It's like high roll on top of high roll on top of high roll. Monarch, if it comes up, will just nuke the board. The thing is, Monarch will be useless against this deck if we get Structure Force, and if we use Structure Force... If we can consistently summon the maximum with Structure Force, Monarchs just kind of lose. Like, how does Monarch beat that in Engine? NA has been surprisingly good versus Music Princess from what I've seen. But the thing is, if NA is working against Music Princess, that means the Music Princess player is just not using Full Orchestra. And they should be using Full Orchestra all the time. So, like... It's tricky, right? If your opponent sets 3 back row and you go Full Orchestra and they don't hit you with exactly like Shiny Shady, you're just like, well, I guess I'll just win the game now. I like Trap Hole and Pog. I mean, that's the alternate, right? The issue is, again, you just lose the mirror. So again, you could put TSA in, but then it's like, how often are you going to be able to fill up the graveyard with enough monsters and have enough in there to do every play you want to make? Because the other thing to remember is you toolbox your graveyard a little bit by putting the maximum pieces in there. So if you have to shuffle them back because it's the only targets you have for TSA, all of a sudden, you might not have access to the maximum anymore. So it's tricky. It's very tricky. But I was going to look for someone to raid. It doesn't look like anyone's on, so I guess we're just not going to raid out to anyone. I think the plan is we are just going to be ending it here. So the plan is, I think we're just going to do Digimon on Sunday. I don't want to rush the Monarchs out, and I don't even know if I'll have extra copies of the Field Spell. I don't know if we're going to be playing 1 or 2. But either way, we'll see what happens there. And then we'll be back with probably Monarchs on Tuesday. I think that's going to be the plan. But thank you guys for hanging out. It has been quite fun. We did our big yap at the beginning. We got our opening, and we got to test out the deck a bit. I think we have a good first impression. I don't think either of the builds we played today are going to be the best way to play this deck. But I think they at least give an impression of how the deck can perform, right? We got to see how the different combos can work. We got to see how the skill works, and that's the important part. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye!